So, where we left off last time is you guys went through Blair Shore and had your naked episode. Then where Nosh then, after you guys did your mission and successfully helped the situation in a very mature way after running through the streets naked, Mandie, Nosh. Nosh then got into a fist fight with Fausta, who then sat his ass the fuck down. And then you guys made it to Black Marsh Keep, where once you guys got through, you just kept on going through it to go track down some gator poachers. Where between
what happened to those?
Yeah, it's a good question. Between y'all's impressive skills and thought process, and then Mandie's stealth spell, you guys were able to punch holes in their boat and sink 4 of them into the swamp. You then ambushed 3 of them and just wiped them off the face of the planet, and then ambushed the other 3 and then also wiped them off the face of the planet. Making a semi-difficult encounter something that out of a nightmare for the poachers themselves.
Wait, time out.
Yeah, we have to catch you up on it.
Nosh fucking thought that it was a good idea to fight Fausta.
So, let me back up, because I forgot that Salty wasn't here, so I'm going to do a little more detail for the recap.
Before you do that real quick.
Mandie gave me a rundown saying that, like, and plus I kept popping in and out, so I know there was, like, cheeks clapping and fucking...
I wasn't going to go that detailed.
Mardi Gras in his fucking town, and, like, you know, it was basically, like, a fucking... the sex episode, like the sex filler episode for fucking D&D, apparently.
I didn't even want it that way, that's just what apparently got railroaded into.
You dangled Mardi Gras-esque
you fucking did.
Town in front of Mandie.
What did you expect was going to happen? You didn't know how deep we go, though.
But
Phantom, if you want to check and see what he's doing, if you wouldn't mind, please do.
Hi, Gigi.
But like that's funny.
So,
Nosh got his ass whooped. Yes.
So basically,
and we were all eating pastries while watching it.
Yeah. So basically, they all got back to the carriage. Like they finished up the whole thing of like getting the resurrected hero back to her sarcophagus. Like they did the whole rites of rituals. Nosh stole stuff that I have. Was it? Yeah, it was. I think it was. Yeah, it was Nosh stole 2 rings and an amulet from the clerics, which we'll have to go over. I wish he was here so I could actually go through that with y'all, but that will be next time.
Do you really?
Yes, because they're very interesting items that I would love for you guys to have. But because he's not here, I can't.
That's fine. I was talking about the first part of that. Do you really?
Stop it.
Yes, because it's hilarious. I love having fucking Berd here.
Shut up, Mandie.
It's all of you guys are chaos gremlins in your own right, and he has a lot of intrusive thoughts that happen to win. So basically,
that's actually a good way of putting it.
That's exactly what it is. But basically, they got the fallen hero back in sarcophagus. Nosh stole some stuff. He was still covered in cheese because he fell into nacho cheese during one of the chase scenes.
The person's name is Corky Martini. That makes me so excited.
They got back to the carriage. Like Mandie got redressed. Nosh was getting dressed. Fausta was on top of the carriage, like eating a funnel cake, and pointed at the pastry shop behind him. That was fucking really good. And so, Rage, Finrod, Coverall, and you, out of in retrospect, all went to go get like shit from the shop because you're like, oh yeah, that sounds fucking delicious. You guys went. Mandie got dressed, and then also went, and then Nosh, in his intrusive thoughts, was like, "Oh man, I have to get this cheese off of me." Decided to like start like squeegeeing it off him with his hands, and he saw Fausta sitting on the carriage and decided to just rub a cheese-covered hand on his vambrace, on his arm, and Fausta.
Oh, I forgot about the fucking like dirty cheese.
Yeah, and Fausta is a very prestigious paladin, and the one thing you don't do is fuck with a paladin's armor. And so Fausta stepped down, was like, apologize, and Nosh went no, and so he punched him in the fucking jaw. And then Nosh punched him back, and he didn't really flinch. And Fausta pulled his greatsword, stuck it in the dirt, and said, "Put your armor on. We're gonna settle this like men." And Nosh, I can't remember if it was Nosh or Fausta that got first, but it didn't matter because like Nosh went in and tried to hit him, and didn't break through his armor class, surprisingly.
Oh, who would have fucking thought?
Yeah.
A high-level NPC that's fucking running with us
Bro,
is
I told
hard
him
to
not to
fucking
do it.
hit.
Well, he's a level 7
not to do
paladin.
it.
He has a natural 22 AC because that's what paladins are meant to do. And so he was just like, "Sure, hit me," and like he hit the armor and like nothing happened, and he just turned around the greatsword with the flat part and just fucking thunderous smited Nosh into the fucking carriage.
Yeah, it was fucking great.
Did like fucking 30 damage and knocked him the fuck out.
Not to mention he was hitting on an undead fucking orc. Like,
What?
yeah.
Mandie was too.
Yeah, Mandie and Nosh are both
Mandie
trying
first
to...
with fucking everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Mandie and
That's
Nosh
accurate.
were trying to hit on the orc warrior that was resurrected that they were chasing, because she was panicking because she just got resurrected and no one knew what the fuck was happening, and the clerics handled it really poorly. Go figure. Because they're trying to like fill in historical notes, and so she ran because panic, and so Mandie of course saw it, was like, "Damn, she's thick." And then Nosh just delved all the way into it of like really trying to hit on her, and she was like, "I'm taken," and he was like, "Oh, that just means there's a goalie," and I was like, "She's just gonna get your shit clapped."
I just fucking watched something. It was a TikTok video or some shit that sat there and said, it was that fucking TikTok. I think I tagged all of you guys in, where it's like, "Oh, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score." I'm like, oh my god.
That is almost verbatim what Berd said as Nosh to like the fucking other like essentially paladin fighter that was resurrected. It was just like,
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
God damn it.
But
I
yeah.
feel like if I was there, I probably would have just knocked out Nosh before he fucking embarrassed himself in front of Fausta.
I think
Hey,
as
fuck no.
I mean it's
Let him
then-
do it.
Either that, or
Yeah,
I would have just sat there eating pastries with you guys.
yeah,
No, dude, I can't believe he even got a hit on Fausta. Like, I was fucking surprised at that.
yeah, and it's also I can't remember if it was Coverall or Finrod that was like, "Hey, let's start taking bets." Because
It
the
was
crowd
me.
of it was
that was
Mandie.
Mandie.
Because the
It was
crowd of
Mandie.
people started to circle around this very large paladin fighting this human mercenary.
Thank you, children.
And she was
Level
like, "Can we
5.
start taking bets?"
Nicely done.
And I was like, "Yeah, sure. It's a fucking 3-to-1 odds on Nosh. If Nosh wins, you'll get paid 3 times more than what you put in." And so people were like betting on all hands. And then Fausta ended it in fucking 2 rounds. And just
So
they earned like 50 gold out of the bets though, so that was pretty cool.
nice. So if you guys are curious as to why I was late, yeah, I just looked
Nobody
at
You
it.
said you were
cares.
getting fucking funneled to cake.
Nobody
you
fucking
little bitch.
Yeah,
cares.
I put it in the food channel in my Discord.
I
No, but
fucking
not-
hate
not
you
even
so
you.
much.
Nobody cares.
It's strawberry though, so Mandie, you might not hate me that much.
But is it like actual real strawberry?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I like actual real strawberry. I don't like
Oh.
strawberry flavoring.
Fair enough.
And I fucking hate your guts.
Yeah, so it's like actual strawberries with like strawberry drizzle and then fucking like whipped
Oh my
cream on top of
God.
it. And like the powdered sugar and shit. It's delicious.
Just so you guys know. Are you ready for this? I'm gonna you see this? You see this right here? This is what he's fucking taunting me with.
I
That's right, I called you out.
don't give a fuck. It's delicious. I'm still waiting for the girlfriend to try it. She's too busy.
Ooh, the girlfriend!
Yeah, she's too busy cuddling Floki and
I mean-
spoiling the shit out of him.
Who wouldn't?
You know, I
be
see nothing wrong
cuddling
with that, so.
Loki? Like,
Gains a girl, loses a dog.
yep.
Yep.
Right? Exactly. That's how this works. Duh.
Currently, at the moment, losing both.
Accurate.
That sounds like a salty thing to do.
So, Rage, this is the redid profile.
What is what?
That's the redid profile of the Harpy Dragon.
Oh, sorry, I didn't have. Like, I have the chats
Oh,
popped
I
out.
like it.
I don't have like the actual streams up. I have to go back. Oh wow, that's really good.
He's
That's really
sad
good.
because he's not getting funnel cake.
I would
Did
also
you
be sad.
Make the dog sad.
I
Of course he fucking did.
fed Sarah a piece of funnel cake because she was refusing to eat it, and now
Did
she's saying
you?
that he is sad because he's not getting funnel. I'm not giving the dog fucking funnel cake.
Why not?
Do it.
Did you depress
Because
the
it's horrible.
dog?
Well, dude, YOLO.
my God, I can't
Give
believe
him a
Fine,
piece
you
of fucking
I'll-
funnel
upset the
cake.
dog
Get up
like
to
that.
Loki.
What the fuck? Just
Alright, so this is already
Give
a
him a
scuffed
treat.
beginning. So much
Gave
of
him
just
a
trying to
treat.
get
No
this
funnel
shit
cake, though.
going. So,
Wow.
like I said, basically,
Wow.
you guys went through
Bye,
Blair
Phantom.
Shore and did all kinds of weird shit. A bunch of cheeks were clapping, heads were bashed, money was made, and pastries were eaten. You made it to Black Marsh Keep, where you chased down the gator poachers, turned their life into a literal nightmare, and just ended their existence like some.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
goats
You
in
know
the
what?
swamp.
Salty missed that too.
Yeah.
Berd,
Dude.
you know
Did
what I
Mandie, like-
realized just now that I should have done,
What?
and Salty,
Wild
you were
shape- wild
just about
shape
to
like
say
the-
it.
Yeah, wild shaped like the fucking goddamn video that I sent you and you said I was being mean
I
to
should have
you.
fucking. You were being mean to me. I should have wild shaped into a fucking gator.
To be
Well,
fair,
here's the thing too. If you
To be
wild shaped
fair-
into a gator, you would have been a dire alligator. So you would have been fucking massive.
I'm
To
gonna
be
scared
fair,
the
we
shit
didn't need
out
it.
of them. What?
we didn't need it.
No, we did not. But also, it would have been hilarious. Would have
It would have
scared
been
the shit out of them.
poetic.
What? There was how many? What?
There were
there was 6 that we
10.
actually fought.
There was 10.
And
4
4
went
more
on
on
the
a
boat. 6 went into the blinds.
Yeah,
but
so-
got scattered because of the screaming that was coming from the boat.
Right. So salty. There were 10 of them, and we didn't even have to roll for initiative. That's how badly we fucked them up.
Because Mandie got a new spell called Pass Without Trace, where basically gives
Oh, I've had
everyone.
it. I've just been waiting to use it.
Yeah, and she used it where it gave everyone within 30 feet of her plus 10 to their stealth checks. So the average for the party was like 24, 25.
Except for
And-
Nosh, who still only got
No,
like a
the-
10, right?
That is with Nosh, who actually got he actually got like a 22 with
I
the
can
bonus.
get a 16.
He did.
Yeah. He got up there as along with the rest of them. So it's like the party average was 25. I think Riexis got a 35, which is terrifying because he's a paladin.
Jesus. Fucking dwarf paladin,
Yeah.
fucking with chunky armor, just
He-
fucking
Sneaky,
35.
freaky. Straight up. But yeah, it was basically that they had a surprise round, and if they took them out in the surprise round, the other group wouldn't be alerted unless something loud happened. Gunfire, big spell, whatever. And so between Nosh, Riexis, and Rage doing a lot of AoE, soften them up, Riexis coming up, knocking one of them, Nosh knocking one of them, Rage knocking the third. It was just like an instant, just like Ghost Recon, just flat out, just flatten these 3 motherfuckers. And then they went behind the other 3 and snuck up behind them because, again, their stealth level was still really high. Because the way stealth is rolled in my games is that it's if you're hiding, you basically roll, and then if it's above the creature's passive perception, they're not going to be looking for you. If it's if it's close or below, then they're actually have to be like they'll physically have to look for you, and that's when you'd be rolling it back and forth. But with these guys, like, their backs were turned, they know what was happening, and then this party of 5 just snuck up behind them, took position, and just sprung on them like a fucking spider monkey and just ripped them to shit.
And that was all after we poked holes in their fucking boat, and when they took it out, they sank in the middle of the night with a bunch of alligators. Yeah, that's how 4 of them died
That's funny.
right off the bat. It was great.
It was very, very smart on everyone's part. So, you guys, at the end of last session, made your way to Black Marsh Keep again, where you spoke with the guard captain or guard commander, whatever you wish to call him. And what up?
There's one more thing we forgot.
What up?
We also tried to give Nosh to a troll.
Oh, that's
did.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was trying to roll up another surprise encounter, and one of the bridges they're going to be
Mikey.
crossing
Mean.
to get to Black Marsh Keep was going to have a troll underneath, a
Yeah.
female troll. And so they rolled up on it and was like, you must pay the troll toll, and the toll is the boy's soul. And so they tossed out Nosh at her. Nosh volunteered. And then Nosh was being dragged away, and he pissed her off so much she threw him back at the carriage.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Parker was like,
So-
damn it, we're so close.
Because we were waving as the carriage was moving, going bye, and then
We almost got rid of him.
So close. So yeah, so you guys spoke with the guard captain, and he basically told you where he believes the hunter's quiver is, which is the next artifact you guys are looking for. He told you that it is more than likely in the old Black Marsh Keep, which is to the north. That was abandoned because it was struck by a Spear of Ruin, much like Macragge and Saint's Welcome, during the original awakening of the Mad King, and it caused a massive fallout of arcanic energy to wave over the area. And so they evacuated everyone they could, all the civilians, all the military, and then rebuilt this new one, which is why it's such a low population. And the old keep is basically filled with corrupted creatures, local fauna and flora that have been corrupted by the magics and have become just these crazy monsters. It's been derelict for 300 years, so they have no idea what to expect if they were to go back to try and reclaim it, or to try and see about finding the whereabouts of the hunter's quiver.
Probably gonna be spiders there.
More than likely.
You shut your dirty mouth, you whore.
I mean, it's either that or clowns.
I just gave him
You
one.
also shut your dirty mouth, you whore.
Just so you know, Rage, I just gave him another one.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, am I at work all of a sudden? What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Apparently, you're just surrounded by bitches.
I mean,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
we're all here.
Accurate.
So yeah, so you guys are dealing with that. He basically said that he will happily lead you guys to the new keep, or at least get you an escort there. But you're going to have to help them with a few things first, because they've been dealing with a pretty significant number of issues at this end, because they just don't have the manpower to deal with a lot of it. And so you guys stayed.
Tell you what they ain't dealing with.
You're going to find
They
out
dealing
in a
with no
second.
poachers. No, they
They-
ain't dealing with no poachers.
Yeah, they did give you a reward for dealing with those poachers.
They
That was
did.
on their list.
Fucking gator poachers.
Bitches.
I fucked them up, bro.
Yeah, you did.
So proud of
That
you.
was a Florida boy. Florida boy coming out of me.
Nobody fucks with my gators.
Only buddy go fuck with gators themselves.
Gator don't play no shit.
So yeah, you guys basically spent the night in the keep. They gave you room, board, and food, and you guys have woken up the next morning to a breakfast with the rest of the guard during shift change, with the guard commander basically doing a briefing with the groups that will be going out of the citadel and into the city to deal with other situations. So, you guys find yourselves at a long dining table in a mess hall, basically chowing down on some food stuff, and just what are you chatting about? What's going on?
Nom.
Phantom's a bit tipsy?
That sounds about right.
That makes so much more sense as to why he's being a chaos
Yeah,
rebel.
that's exactly. Yeah, that's
Yep.
exactly what I was thinking. He also said it wrong. He says, "Can you tell something? I'm a bit tipsy."
Yeah.
Not, "Can I tell you something?" Can you tell something?
Well, he
So,
corrected it
yeah,
there.
so
Look
it's
at
accurate.
that.
Oh. I don't know what the fuck that is. Don't mind me.
So, are we gonna get more sound clips out of him then?
Emotional damage.
I need
Poor
more.
Fando.
So what did you make? Did you make me like just pass out, or just be like hanging out with Fausta the
You were
entire
just
time?
you were just chilling with Fausta.
No, Phantom, don't go. I love you, baby. Come back.
You were just
Okay,
you were
buddy.
just chilling.
I will be here now.
Okay.
So you basically, all y'all are down there. You see that Coverall and Nosh are, well, Nosh is definitely sleeping over a very hefty headache from his actions from last session. And you see Coverall is eating, but he seems to be preoccupied, and he may join you guys later. He just has some other things to deal with. So
Are they cuddling? They're cuddling, aren't they?
he's at the mess table eating, so no, he's not cuddling anyone.
They should definitely be cuddling.
They're not.
They should be though.
They're not.
After
Wait, we're cuddling?
After
Hold up.
Coverall's done eating, he'll go give Nosh a cuddle.
Okay.
I
better
am
with
the
that.
writer of the story here, you schmuck.
Since he wants to be fucking Scottish, that's why I said he'd go give him a cuddle.
Look, this is a spin-off here, okay?
The fan fictions. Jesus.
No.
This is like the videos that I keep fucking sending Burn.
Rule 34, buddy. Rule 34.
Like, I'm like just waiting to hear some of the shit, because like I've sent, I don't know if you guys know this or not, like if Burn has told you guys, I've sent him some shit that could fuck us royally.
I would like you to know that I too have sent him some shit that would fuck us.
And I'm just like, I'm like waiting to fucking sit there and be like, oh yeah, there's fucking this ring of invisibility. Who wants it?
Oh yeah, there's that.
Well, like I
Son of
said,
a
Nosh did
bitch.
steal 2 rings and an amulet last session, but because he's not
Oh,
here,
God.
I mean, we could identify them now if you
No,
want,
I
or
don't
you can
want
wait
'em.
for him to be here.
None of us know that he
I don't
took
want
them.
'em.
Yeah, we don't know.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
also
he's-
true.
He
Yeah,
passed that deceptive check, yeah.
he did do his sleight of hand, so none
Yeah,
of them
he
knew.
was fucking amazing with that sleight of hand. Little bitch.
Go figure, the one time I'm not there,
Whoa, man.
Nosh can actually get fucking good fucking rolls and shit.
Yeah, so the question remains of what are you guys going to be doing? Because you know that you're probably going to have to go talk to the guard captain to figure out what exactly you guys need to do to get to that artifact, as well as see what they have going on that you could possibly earn some extra coin by doing if you feel so frivolous in your adventures.
Oh my
That-
god.
I want to go do that. And 20 Spanx is never good enough.
Not for me. That's
Ain't that
for
right,
sure.
babe? Huh? I said 20 Spanx is never good enough.
I need a shot.
I don't know why you
I
have
need
time
a
to do
shot
20
to the
spanks.
head. That's what I need.
Oh, I don't know why. How do you have time for 20 spanks?
What do you mean, how do you have time for 20 Spanx? If you don't have time for 20 Spanx,
know-
you're not doing something right.
Oh, no,
It
I'm
would
doing
take
everything
probably
right.
about like 3 days approximately. I want to say for 8 in a day.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about a one session.
Oh yeah, I don't know how you would do 20 spanks in a session, but
Very easily.
Wait.
You-
So are we talking about like a
What?
rage kind of session to where it's like fucking a minute and like that's it, or what? Or are
you
we
know,
talking about like a
like
fucking
like
I'm talking about
like his
after the
girlfriend
foreplay.
Jill.
after
I'm talking
the
about
foreplay?
While you have a handful of her fucking hair. Like, that's what I'm talking about, okay?
You have a second hand.
Yeah, I'm not
See,
doing
I-
20 fucking spanks, bro, unless you count my hips hitting hers.
I mean, if
This
you're
Jesus
hitting
on
fucking
way off the
fucking,
Christ.
if
This
you're
is
hitting
on
fucking
way off the
Christ.
rails, guys.
Look, Berd's already checked out. I hear him fucking drawing with his charcoal shit over
Yep.
there while
Yeah,
he's
I'm-
talking to us. Yeah.
I'm just sitting here listening to y'all motherfuckers being like, Harry, here's the prompt. Go fucking talk to someone. You're all like, man, 20 spanks in a session's fucking difficult. Like, I don't understand how you have time for this. And it's just like, I'm just over here. I'm just existing.
so I
elsewhere.
suggest that we go do what you do, or what you said do.
What you said.
You just even remember what it was? Like, I just want to do what you said we should do.
Word.
let's
no,
go.
no
Can
understand.
we go talk to the guard captain?
How Tomar speak?
Fucking goddamn
Tovar
it!
slept wrong on head. Head hurts.
We do what you say we do.
Fucking turned into my character for a
Fuck.
second. God damn it,
Tovar
man.
slept funny. Tovar forgot basic grammatical.
Watch it, Phantom.
That's like I watched a fucking video from, I think it's the Vox Machina guys.
Yeah. Critical Role.
With Grog.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, Grog, their barbarian. He's fucking sitting there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, like subtract this or whatever." Like, and he's fucking sitting there, and he's like, I forgot how to reverse add." I'm like, what the fuck is reverse add?
Yeah, that's fucking Tovar. Like, that is a barbarian. What is reverse add? How do?
Oh god.
How many punches does it require to unalive is the math that I have to do. It's the only math I want.
Alright, let's go talk to the guard captain.
Alright, so you guys finish
Yes.
up your brekkie, and you go talk to the guard captain as he's, again, giving
we
the
slept.
briefing. Yes, you did have a long
Okay.
rest, so you did do
Yeah,
a
I
snooze.
forgot we slept.
I mean, bro, we're only at breakfast right now, and this is all the shenanigans we're getting ourselves into. What the fuck?
That it's just gonna keep going. And so, you guys
This is
basically
where he knew.
he fucked up. Yes, I'm well aware of what I signed myself up for. Thank you.
Are you though?
He
Are
might
you
now.
really?
I don't think he was at first, but he might have some kind of idea now.
I
The
expected.
fact that we just derailed on 20 spanks, I think now he has a full understanding of what he actually signed
Listen,
up for.
it was a reassuring moment when I watched, or when I began watching Legend of the Vantress, and I saw that they also get derailed on the same shit, and I was like, cool. So this isn't just me dealing with it, because I had a group.
This is normal.
This
Got
is
it.
normal for 30-year-olds who are all playing D&D. Yeah, because like I ran a 12-person lobby in college in like a 3.5 system that I made myself, and so like that was chaotic, but it was in like a different fashion because they were all chomping at the bit to actually play and do stuff. And then you guys were like, "Oh man, 20 spanks is a fucking lot. Like, what the fuck is a choker? Like all these weird like tangents that are going in 20 directions."
This is
I'm pretty
why
sure
I
a
wish.
choker is just called a hand in normal circles.
Yeah,
Ay, ay, ay.
she's not wrong.
She's not, but it's one of those things I didn't want her to go back into the conversation.
I missed what she said. I'm sorry. What did she say?
She said it's usually just called a hand in normal circles.
What? There's nothing
normal
wrong
circle-
with having a fucking spool of rope next to your bed, alright? Like,
Just don't
Oh,
use
God.
paracord, that's how you die. Unless it's braided first.
Look,
I mean, do we really want to talk about Mandie's normal circles, though?
alright, so, I mean, we're her normal circles, so.
No, I know. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of jerking going on.
I mean, the Eiffel Tower joke.
nothing secret in the Eiffel Tower.
I was
Yeah,
waiting to play
like-
it. I was waiting to play it.
Like,
Damn it.
what?
I had my finger hovering over the fucking button.
But, yeah. Alright, so yeah, let's go fucking talk to the guy.
So you
The
find
guard
the guard
captain.
captain
Yeah,
after
that guy.
having multiple internal conversations over breakfast. Just having yourself a fucking ball while you're doing it. You
Yeah.
finally find the guard captain as he's been talking to different sergeants and different leads that are heading out today. And he he nods to you and, you know, basically gives you the understanding that he hopes that you slept well and that you ate well, and he sees that you have. He goes, so, now I guess we begin the conversation of helping you find that artifact. Well, as you can probably tell by the empty seats that are in this mess hall, is I don't exactly have a full battalion here to help me establish the safety of this keep and the civilians that are in it. I know that there's a couple of things that we could probably use your help with, that of course we'd pay you for, just because we don't have a high population doesn't mean we can't pay you for the work you've done. And we'll definitely take, we'll go to the situation room and we'll take a look at what you can tackle, since I've given assignments to the rest of the guard units. So
Sounds good.
As long as we get to kill something, I mean, I'm itching over here.
more than likely.
Squishy crunchies.
I was gonna say Tovar smash.
Tovar.
Oh, no smash.
So
I don't get green when I get angry,
I
goddammit.
don't get green. I'm gray, guys.
I get gray.
Oh God.
So
Turn pale when some asshole decides to cut me.
you go. He brings you to the situation room. Basically, it's a larger briefing room that has a lot more documents, maps, dossiers, etc. inside of it. And as you are basically looking over the paper, you see that there's like a number of wanted posters for people who are either poachers, burglars, arsonists, stuff like that. You see that one of the wanted poster groups, that is the McCarley brother poachers, is all crossed off as you guys sent them to an early swampy demise, which he had paid you for last session. He brings you and goes, all right, so here's the situation. We need to get more people here. Unfortunately, I've already put the request in to get more guards stationed here. It's just going to take time. Everything, unfortunately, takes time, especially when dealing with communications between keeps. So, right now we have a few really big things that need some serious manpower to deal with that I would like you to take care of, if at all possible.
What is it?
Well, yeah, what we got?
He goes, well, the path to here to the old keep is treacherous, and you're going to need help to get there. Help from the guards and the logistics that we have, including the ability to build pontoon bridges to get you across most of the deltas, because your carriage...
pontoon bridge.
Thank you.
Bro, I
Even
can
your
fly.
carriage
I
would
mean-
have issues getting over it. And as much as you could fly, I believe the rest of your compatriots cannot. So that brings the issue of getting you across relatively quickly.
I mean, I can always offer to throw them.
I'm good on that.
That was quick. I was really surprised by that.
I love Berd. Like, he fucking ignores the fucking pontoon bridge and he's just like, thank you. And then that fucking gets him to, like, just sigh. Like...
Thanks, Phantom. Thanks for the rip sound effect. That is exactly how I was feeling. So
Strange. I wonder why.
so he
Bern, you're not fucking fooling anyone. We know you can't wait till fucking Saturday nights.
I know I can't wait for it. It's just one of those things of like, we're fucking an hour behind and it's just been railroading and fucking snide comments the entire time. I'm gonna have to cut so much shit out of
I got you,
this for
Mandie.
my archive.
I've gotta fucking make up for missing a session.
Fair enough.
You get double the fucked up humor.
Wonderful. Anyway,
How do you want me to hydrate? You talking about like alcohol, or you want like actual water?
Water.
Why?
butt chug a beer.
Excuse
Do
you,
it.
water.
Punch a beer.
I am not even buzzed, Mandy. What the fuck is your problem?
Just take
I-
that fucking
Want you to stay safe.
take that Knob Creek and just shove it up your ass and do a handstand.
What?
Bro, my fat ass doing a handstand, first of all, would be a fucking miracle. Let alone surviving fucking Knob Creek.
All right.
Oh, Phantom's like, nah, take a shot. Oh shit.
Phantom's
I
like,
got a shot glass,
one,
so I'm
take the
go
shot,
straight for
but
the
then
bottle.
also make sure you drink something so that you're hydrated, so that you don't die.
So
That Knob Creek bottle's kind of got a fucking girthy mouth, so
Yeah, it is.
No.
it gets stuck in there real good. Thank God.
I can barely
Got a
taste.
girthy mouth, huh? Are you
Mandy
shoving
would be
it
really
there?
good, I'm sure.
It's got them butt chugging lips.
I'm sure Mrs. R will fucking assist you in that.
Dude, I just need some fucking KY at that point.
Just pour a little of the fucking whiskey out.
Dude, do you know how much that would burn? What the fuck are you trying to do?
It's already
And
going
we're
in your
talking about a fucking Knob Creek enema, but yet you want me to be like in pain while getting the Knob Creek enema? The fuck is wrong with you?
Oh God.
Jesus.
Alright, Bird, continue.
Mouse, I'm fucking clipping that shit. All right, cool.
Oh shit, missed you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Crying from laughing so hard.
Oh,
So he basically tells you
Take-
if you want
take
to
this enema.
if
Make it burn while you
wanna
take this
make it-
enema.
If you want to make it across the fucking deltas,
Oh,
we're gonna have to
you're
build
gonna have a
pontoon
bird
bridges,
enema now?
and the only way to build those bridges is with the
That
chief
might feel
engineer.
better.
Fuck you! I'm trying to narrate, you bastards.
What? He said that you would feel better than a fucking Knob Creek enema. That's a compliment.
So
Fuck, I'm done.
Alright,
Oh,
Alright, I'll stop. I'll mute myself.
no, you won't.
just
No,
take a
you
fucking
won't.
breather. God damn, let me get a fucking paragraph out, you shit.
He's just gonna start muting people in Discord.
Yeah, just
Right?
and
No, fuck this shit, I'm done.
Tovar
All
gets
I'm
hit
gonna
by a
say-
fucking lightning bolt inside the castle.
Weird, where'd that come from?
Just
I'll just fucking take it like I took the arrows, just like
You were just like, take it like you took a burn enema. I was gonna die,
Wait,
dude.
No,
I
that's
was
you.
gonna die. I know, I was still gonna die if you said that. Oh, fuck.
so he
Which
basically
arrows,
tells you.
Mandy? The one in the any fucking arrows that I've fucking taken throughout this goddamn campaign. Whether it's from you, from fucking the goddamn Bugle fucking dungeon. Fuck.
So you guys are basically in front of the captain. He's giving you the rundown. He basically tells you if you want the pontoon bridges up so you can get to the old keep, they're gonna need their chief engineer back. Their chief engineer is taken by bandits, and they took him to a what looks to be semi-formidable bandit camp to the northwest, in between two of the deltas. And that would be the first thing he would need you guys to go do, because of the fact that you're gonna have to get that guy back so that he can actually get you what I need. So, in that essence, he's basically giving you this very basic idea of this is what you're going to be looking for, this is where you're going to be going. You need to essentially go find this camp, get the chief engineer out, and then once he's out, bring him back, and then you can start on the next assignment to try and get the rest of the stuff sorted. And so that's basically the long and short of it, is that you guys need to go get the chief engineer. If you can't get the chief engineer, you're going to have issues along the line of getting any kind of bridges or logistics set up to get you to the old keep. So definitely important to go do it.
I mean, I'm down. Go kill some bandits.
As long as Tovar's not throwing me over a river, I'm good with it.
I mean, yeah, we can go. I guess we'll go rescue somebody. Gotta be nice. Save the people.
Oh no, you have to go
Just
help.
pretend it's
Yes.
an animal.
Sorry, I was muted like I said I would be. Yes. We'll go fucking do it, because I want squishy crunchies.
He thinks he's gonna get the chance.
All right, so he points you guys in the direction and says, "Hey, go northwest. You'll find the town. There is a small way to kind of get across it through Sunset Way. There's a small bridge here that you can use to cross into the deltas.
Oh.
And
The fuck was that?
I thought I had it. I thought I had it on this, but I still had it on the paint. So
Oh,
I was just trying to do this, and that's why I was like, "Oh,
okay.
oh
I just
no,
heard the oh. I'm like, what the fuck?
oh no." All right, so yeah, so you guys are basically told that there is the camp you need to go clear, and that you can go do it however you see fit. They just need the chief engineer back. So if you want to negotiate, you can negotiate. If you want to murder everything, you can murder everything. If you want to try and do psychological warfare, you can also do that. But the reason that he really wants you guys to get the chief engineer back is that you're not going to be able to get to the keep by yourself. And as much as you guys may have the ability to get yourselves across the multiple deltas that you'd be crossing, he needs to get the guards behind you to give you the reinforcement you need to clear out some of the nasty fauna and flora. You could, of course, just go yourselves, but
Ooh.
there's no guarantee that you would survive the encounter.
cannon fodder."
Meat shields. Yeah, need to meat shields.
Yeah, so that's what he basically tells you. And so once you guys are ready, you guys can head out. Just check your equipment, make sure you're squared and good to go, and then
All right.
you can roll.
So, do we have heals?
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of
We
potions.
have 3. Plus, I have cure wounds, and so does Mandie.
I have cure wounds I can do at a level 1 and a level 2, and I have good berries that I can. They're only like.
They're meant to keep you alive during travel. They don't really do a whole lot of healing.
They do 1 healing per
Yes.
berry, so.
So,
I have the little fucking things on my armor too. For me,
Oh, yeah, you have those.
the little beads.
okay. So we have some
Then
healing.
we have 2 healing potions and then 1 greater healing potion.
Yep. And I have
Any-
20 bandages as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we borrowed that last week.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep, you good?
So, and this is all like swamp area, right?
Yeah, so anything that is the dark green is considered more of a marsh. The deeper you get into the delta, the more swampy it gets.
Yeah. So we get a psychological warfare these motherfuckers? Like have Mandie fucking just go in there as like a giant fucking alligator or crocodile and just
It's,
fucking like...
like I've told you before, in these games, whatever you want to approach and do to finish your objective is on the table. You just have to figure it out, tell me how you want to do it, and I'll tell you what needs to happen.
Alright.
But
I mean, we could try that while we also stealth strike.
So what we should do is probably scout that camp out. Find out
mean, like-
exact numbers
Mm-hmm.
of what they have, and then try and locate the engineer. And then, like, once we get all of that done, then we can kind of discuss what the game plan would be. But, like, probably fucking giant crocodile going through fucking scaring the shit out of people would probably be good. But, I don't know. We'll see.
Giant crocodile.
Crocodile or fucking alligator?
They run the swamps, dude. It'd be an alligator.
Or a crocodile.
Crocodiles live closer to saltwater, but I mean, potato. The further north, it's going to be a mix regardless.
Well,
if you want to talk
I was gonna
specifics.
say it's a delta. So
Yeah.
if it's a delta, it's going out into saltwater. So
I mean, either way, the people that you'd be terrorizing wouldn't care or know the difference.
Yeah.
They'd be
And-
like, "Oh no,
and-
what the
Oh,
fuck is
God.
that?"
and there are freshwater crocodiles.
Fuck. Nah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Not
Fucking-
usually when they're on swamplands, though. Just
I don't
saying.
know. Where's our local Australian? Where's Koala? I saw her in here earlier.
Quick, someone grab cake.
She's lurking.
I
Those
know.
are mostly in like desertous type areas.
What, freshwater crocs?
Crocodiles in general.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so basically, however you guys want to approach this, he's giving you a location which is on the map here underneath the little bag that says camp. You can wait for a specific time of day, or you can go there and just kind of scout it. It is however you wish to proceed.
Alright. I say we go scout it and then we figure out what we want to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I can
definitely.
have-
There, I mean, swamplands, right? So plenty of trees. All
Mhm.
trees.
A bunch of different trees. You got things that look like mangroves. You got plenty of foliage.
So Florida.
Yeah, it's essentially the
trees.
Everglades, as I explained it last time.
Bunch of pine trees.
I was
Yeah.
about to say I can also
Palm trees, palmettos.
Oh,
Pass
fuck the
without trace.
palmettos.
Yes, she also has that option for you guys as well.
Yeah, but I have to be within 30 feet of her for that, right?
At the
Yes.
start, yeah.
Oh, at the start. So as soon
She
as you
has
cast
to
it, it doesn't
tag
matter.
you.
let's
in the
see.
30
Yeah, so
feet,
it's
and then-
basically like if we're in a group, she fucking does it, then we have that effect and can move
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I got that now. So I thought it was it was just like an effect area, and I had to be within that area.
Stay in the radius.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But this changes things a lot.
Excuse me, you were sick?
Yeah,
When did that happen?
like fucking for 2 weeks I was sick. I was sick the last D&D session I came to.
Were you really?
Yeah,
You didn't
I
tell
kept
me
coughing. I kept coughing, but
shit. I just assumed it was you vaping, honestly.
No, like it was worse than the vape coughs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it
a
was-
distinct difference.
I was sick as fuck. Like,
Oh, Phantom.
Yeah, so how
I-
do you guys
well,
want
I
to
mean-
proceed?
I'm okay to go now.
Yeah, go scout out.
what is it? Like fucking morning time?
Yeah. Probably like 9, 10 in the morning. You'd probably
Yeah.
get there around 11, give or take.
Mm.
Oh, it's gonna be swamplands. It means there's gonna be humidity.
Well,
Son of
and
a
then it's
bitch.
even though it's fucking swampy and there's trees and shit, like it's kind of I don't know. Might
I mean,
be
you don't
better
wanna
to go
fucking
fucking
What?
scout it out. Well, I was saying it might be better to scout it out at night, but if we scout it out during the day, then we can fucking wait, camp out, and wait until nighttime to attack them.
How are we gonna have any time to scout out shit at night in the fucking swamp, bro? Too busy swatting at mosquitoes and shit.
And also try not to become lunch.
That too.
Them
These feet at
gators.
night.
The gators are alive!
Yeah, I can
I don't
fly. I
know.
can just fly to the top of a tree. You guys could be fucked up.
Just fucking climb.
You think you'll be safe in the swamp of my design?
At the top of a tree? Yes.
Have you heard of something? Well, you probably haven't. It's an I watched a while ago. I watched Kong Skull Island, and there's a lot of really interesting bioevolutionary pathways for some of the creatures that are there. There's one called the matriarch longlegs. That is something that I'll be adding into my D&D monster repertoire, if you will.
No.
Yes.
Before or after you draw it?
I'll probably do the stat blocks and put it in, but then I'll try to draw it later.
Oh, damn it! So it could be a no. Toby was gonna say after. I was like, well, I ain't gotta worry about that shit now.
Phantom, you shut it. I'll fight you.
Ooh, spider time. I mean, we're going into the swamps. Like, there's fucking spiders all over the place.
I hate you so much.
Most of them are in webs, though.
Yeah, you'll see the webs. Especially, like, the big orb weaver spiders. Fucking,
Which is so cool.
yeah, the big banana spiders.
Yeah, the golden orb weaver.
Yeah,
I told you guys about my necromancer spider I made for my other game, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably,
Necromantic
sure.
toxin. Yeah. It's fun times.
May not have been paying attention because spider, but you know.
To where, doesn't it, like, kill them? Yeah, no. I think I heard something about this. Like, somebody else had that idea, too. That fucking D20 guy, the Nat D20 or Dirty D20 or whatever. I think he did something like that to where, like, it fucking protects them. Like, it'll fucking turn shit into zombies and, like, fucking kill them and then, like, fucking
the
brings them
poison
around
turns
and, like,
into-
protects them.
It's basically like a fucking zombie collar, essentially.
Yeah.
Makes a bunch of groaners and walkers.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
but,
I'm down to go now. I mean, if you want to go at night, we can go at night instead, but whatever.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of different things that,
I think scouting now and then jumping them at night.
I mean-
probably.
yeah.
Yeah, especially with Mandie and her spell. I mean, we could be very stealthy and be able to scout at middle of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We could do that.
Also, keep in mind, much like the highwaymen that Nosh had you guys fight, you can also just openly negotiate with them if that
Nah,
becomes
fuck
an
that.
option.
We don't
You don't
negotiate with
negotiate
terror.
Ah!
I was gonna say that's the boring route.
We're not friends.
Fuck's sake.
So, yeah.
Daddy long legs are fine, Mandy. They're your friends.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Plus their mouths are too small to
Dude.
actually bite you.
Dude, just focus on the daddy part. You're fine.
Yeah.
So, you guys take an hour or so to move through the swamp carefully, kind of tracking your pathway.
Apparently an hour to fucking start the game.
Yes. And you guys find yourselves on the very far edge of this large encampment, where there seems to have built some basic roads and whatnot. You guys have basically found yourselves staged near one of these older derelict buildings to be falling into the swamp along the road. And as you look across the river that cuts through here, a very small one that's branching off the delta, you can see that it's relatively well established, but they don't have walls or anything, but you can tell that this is a bandit camp. It is essentially very much a shanty town. It is very much a improvised camp for concentrating their forces. And though at first glance it seems wide and just would you'd imagine be a very large number of people, just from observation of patrols coming in and out from some of the roads, that there's probably only 200-300 people in this camp, just kind of spread out. Some of the buildings look like they've taken it over from what looked to be a small settlement that was here before. It looks like that it could have easily been something else to the tune of derelict buildings they took over or repurposed, but you can definitely tell that which buildings are lived in or not based on how in repair they look. Cloth over the windows, supplies being staged outside, of course totems and other things being put up as bandits do to kind of scare away prying eyes, so to speak. So you guys watch, and you see that they have a small number of patrols, usually about 4 to 8 people that go in and out of these roads. uh, you know, every hour or so, uh, that it seems like a group goes out, they come back, and it takes them about another 30-ish minutes or so before the group goes out again. When they leave, they seem to be carrying empty sacks, empty bags. When they come back, they seem to be full of something. So whatever they're doing, they're bringing back supplies or they're bringing back findings that they have taken, what have you. You see that there is one building that looks very specific, is this one here. This building looks to be the most well kept and also looks the most, I guess the word would be upgraded, maintained. It looks very important. It seems to have a number of decorations built into it, a number of braziers kind of set up. It has a number of totems on it, flags. It has reinforced walls on it. It seems to be put back together relatively stably. It looks like it was built out of what looked to be an old church before it was taken over by these individuals here. Otherwise, the rest of the buildings, though some of them being larger and something smaller, don't look to be of as high importance as that building there.
So you said there's about 200 to 300 people?
3 to 4 in this camp, which is small population for something of this size.
Are we able to tell if like they're all bandits or if it's just like normal people or?
I mean, you can definitely roll perception to see if you can tell the difference.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this like a fucking small town? I thought we were going to like an encampment.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I thought too. Would it be perception or investigation?
It'd be perception because you're using your eyeballs. You're using your senses.
I use my senses to investigate too. All right.
Just normal.
If
just
you want
like,
to roll investigation too afterwards, you can. Or perception is more you're looking for
I'm just
details.
messing
For
with you.
investigation is you're using reasoning on those details.
and it's just like normal perception. No,
Yeah.
like fucking okay.
You guys
I'll
are
roll it.
observing. You're basically in a nest, looking outward, seeing what you can see.
I don't see shit.
You don't.
So,
Damn.
Tovar, you can't tell the difference between civilians and bandits in this camp.
I just
Mandie, you can
there's
tell
some
that there
people.
is. You think
Bro,
they're all
you think you have to
bandits.
reverse add?
No, it's Tovar. You think the whole place is full of bandits. That is your reasoning that you believe that everyone is a bandit in that camp. There is no difference. Yeah.
Fuck them.
Mandie and Finrod, as you guys look in, you can kind of tell there's a little bit of difference. You can't be certain if there is a civilian population living here or if it is mostly bandits. You can tell there are some people that don't seem to look to the same stereotype as bandits look. You know, very rugged, decked down leather armor or spikes, looking very biker gangish. So you possibly believe that there is a somewhat sizable civilian population living with these folks. To what end, you don't know. And then Rage, as you're observing, you can clearly tell that there is civilian population inside this, what they called an encampment. Is that it looks to be that these civilians have been living with the bandits, whether working with them or whatever you may believe, but they seem to be coexisting. And so you can clearly tell that there is a definite line between combatants and non-combatants in this scenario, which explains the larger footprint and the larger population of this encampment that the guard captain sent you to check out.
All right.
They all look like bad guys to me.
Man, don't be stupid. They're hiding in plain sight. How can we have 300 to 400 or 400 to 500 people all be bandits in one area?
Big bandit camp.
We just nuke them and walk away at that point.
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
But then what about the guy that I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm saying that would be stupid on their part. Like,
What is this nuke you speak of?
oh my fucking god. Now he wants to get into character. What the fuck?
So,
Immersive.
what if we
Immersive.
wait
Okay,
till
they-
nightfall and then go through like somewhere like right here?
I mean, we could do that, but I mean, they have patrols. We could also ambush one of their patrols. Try to find out some information from some of them.
I mean, we could.
Just aim
But
for the,
that would only
their
give
knees
us
instead of their heads.
Hour.
What do you mean that would only give us an hour?
Because we would ambush the patrol and then they would have to be back in an hour.
Oh no! Once we ambush somebody like or one of these patrols, they're gonna know. There's no hiding at that point. I mean, I guess there is, but they're gonna know that there's somebody here.
Well, how do you know
So-
the difference between fucking the bandits and the normal people?
See, that's the question.
I don't know, Mr. Fucking Perception. Who can tell the difference between them two? Let us know.
No, I can tell that there's a difference. Not that I can tell the difference between the two.
Burn.
Yes.
Can he tell the difference between the two?
What, between combatants and non-combatants in this area?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh well, then there. I'll tell
I
you.
even said that when you did your predictions. You can clearly tell the difference that there are two populations in this area.
No. So
Why I
that's
brought
why.
it up.
Well, that's why I was a little confused. Like, I could tell that there is a difference between the two populations in the area, but when it comes to, like, if there's two people standing next to each other, can I tell if, like, who's good guy, who's bad guy?
It's having dealt with bandits before. You know what a bandit looks like, especially when they are a very aggressive bandit band. They tend to dress the part, so to speak. Very
Okay,
much
well then
to
fuck
the
it,
tune
guys.
of a
Follow me.
biker gang. So you can easily tell the difference between like someone who is living in this town coexisting and then someone who is a bandit who wants to put your head on a stick.
Put my head on a stick, you say?
Oh my god, shut up, Mandie.
Jesus.
Talking
Would
about
you-
taking your head off and putting it on a stick,
She
not
doesn't
putting
care.
a stick through your mouth while it's still attached to your body, Mandy.
I
You
mean,
want-
I definitely wasn't thinking that. I was thinking to take my head off and put it on a stick. I just, you know.
Everything she says kind of has that question mark inflection of like, huh?
No.
Every time.
It could go either way. I just decided to fucking call it out.
That's
All right, so what do you guys want to
Oh.
do? I mean, we could go just knock down the door of this building.
Okay. So again, I'm going to ask Mr. Perception,
Perception.
how do we tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys? Or
Good.
the bad guys and the neutral guys?
So,
I mean,
how do you tell? I mean, we've dealt with bandits before. You know what a bandit looks like. They tried to rob us in the forest before we got to Saints Welcome, or got back to Saints Welcome.
Yeah, but some of them look like that. Some of them look
Mm,
like fucking
Most
peasants.
of them look like that. No, I mean, they're gonna have armor and weapons.
they're gonna be running after you, trying to stab you.
Yeah, if they try to stab you, stab them
Stabby,
first.
stabby.
I mean, to be fair, whenever we're
Yes, yes.
traveling with Nosh, fucking, most of the time people are trying to fucking stab us anyway, so... Sorry for
Yeah,
letting
that's a good point.
past transgressions fucking take hold.
How about this? I'm gonna let y'all stir
Alright, so
on
I'll
your ideas.
fucking...
I'm gonna go check on my oldest because I hear him also stirring. So you
Yeah.
guys, you stew on your plan. I'll be right back, and then we'll go through said plan.
Okay.
If plan is done by the time you get back.
I feel like he was treating us like his oldest. Like, what the fuck?
What's up, Ness? How you doing? But
Hey, so
okay, so basically, yeah, I was just going fucking through it, trying to get you
No.
to fucking say what he said, basically.
Come
So we'll just
Well,
act
something
like
I
you
kinda
fucking
did.
told us. Yeah, we'll
I
act
kind
like
of
you
did.
fucking told us. Not really. You kept
I
arguing
did.
it, but
I just said you haven't seen a bandit before. Like they're gonna have armor and weapons, and like I was saying that shit. Like I
yeah,
was just describing it.
Yeah.
that's fair. Um, but yeah, so I guess what we can do. So
Here.
what would probably be good to have you do is to get up higher to see if you can get like a fucking. We'll see if there's any like fucking tall trees to where you'd be able to get up and kind of get a view of like everything and see if you could get
Right.
like a rough estimate on like fucking bandits and shit like that.
Yeah, I
But
can do that, or I can roof hop.
if anything, well, depending on how fucking tall these buildings are, like if it's a fucking one-story house, like I don't think
Well,
you're gonna want to roof
obviously,
hop, you know.
dude, I'm talking
And
like
for
roof hop, like Assassin's Creed, bro. Not like your typical fucking U.S. neighborhood.
well, yeah, but he was saying that it was kind of like a fucking smaller town, wasn't he? I don't think he was saying there were any like big buildings. He was just saying that this building right here was standing out to everybody
Oh, I mean, we can
as
always
like
ask him
Because
this
it's
back
the
too.
as
most
like a
up
specific building. Yeah. So if anything, we could
So,
probably have you
are you
scout
saying
up
you want to
like
come up this way?
yeah, that's what I was thinking is like have see if there's any fucking like tall trees and shit like over here to get like a better vantage point to be able to see
Oh, you're trying to give me like
over
a full
here.
overview.
Yeah,
Okay.
get like a full overview to see if you can tell if there's more um if there's more like civilians rather than bandits,
Yeah.
or to try and get more of an idea of like how many bandits are patrolling through the town and shit like that. Are they like all mainly over here? You know, like are they focusing on one area or are they going through the entire town? Like if there's just like one patrol that's fucking like, you know, meandering like all the way through here, then that's one thing. And then if you see like
Mhm.
majority of the bandits in an area, then that would give us more of a sense of where we need to go because that'll be
Right.
their most protected place.
Right. I mean, we also know that there's patrols going here, up
Oh, I know.
here, and down here. So we got to keep that in mind too. We can every hour they go out. So, I also want to know what
Yeah,
they're carrying in their sacks, what they come back with, like where are they going
but
to get stuff,
he's
when they
also
get in.
not necessarily saying that they're patrols. He's saying that there's groups of people. Like I think he's just using patrols as like a fucking
Generic term.
whatever. Yeah, but like it could just be groups of people. Like for all we know, those patrols that are going in and out could be civilians that they're forcing to fucking go and get this and that and coming back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's why I was saying to get you more of an overview, get a better look at shit, and then we can kind of reassess from there. If he's saying that this, you know, he's already saying that this building's fucking standing out and shit.
It is standing out and shit.
Yeah.
Well, what's the
Wow.
tallest
And shit,
entity
huh?
in this town?
I mean, most of the buildings are anywhere ranging from 10 to 30 feet. They're,
So 1 to 3 stories.
yeah, 1 to 3 stories. The church building itself, the one that looks most important, looks to be closer to like 40 at its highest steeple.
Yeah, so you're not going to want to
Otherwise,
Assassin's Creed roof hop.
yeah. Otherwise, you're looking at the tree canopies that you're sitting in are about 20 to 30 feet high. So you're looking at a relatively level-esque viewpoint system going into this
And
area.
It really
that's-
sounded like I want to be on top of that building.
And that's like all of the area, right? Like there's no tall trees around, correct?
There's like a handful, but there's nothing near you. They'd be farther out in either direction.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's really sounding like this building is where I want to sit on top of to get the vantage point.
No, honestly,
What?
I think the vantage point thing isn't gonna work. Like the only way that the vantage point thing would work is if you fucking like basically just used the fucking cover and like have to be kind of far away to where people aren't really gonna notice you, like especially since you're a fucking bird. You know, they'll be like, "Oh, look at the fucking big ass eagle over there," you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then just kind of hope that your fucking perception's fucking good enough to tell like if you can see like numbers and shit.
I mean, I can also
So-
glide because I mean that's 50 feet.
It's also almost midday, so you got to keep that
Yeah.
in mind as well.
Which is why I was thinking fucking the nighttime shit earlier, but if anything, we could probably scout this area, make sure that nothing's over there, and then
There,
that way
sorry,
we
I was
can
in on the map.
Twilight
Going to the
Orchid
Twilight Orchard.
or Orchard, yeah, Orchid, fucking Orchard, and fucking check this area out and see if we can kind of like create like a little foothold over here, and then fucking possibly just infiltrate from there.
We could do that.
That might be our best bet. So
Yep, I'm good with that.
where are the fucking real quick, Burn, just to recap, where are the fucking patrols like with the bags fucking
There's
going,
one
like, were
patrol
we
of
able to
4
see
to
'em?
6 people leaving each road. So the north, the northeast, the west, and this road here, all leaving and being gone for an hour, maybe 2, coming back, being in the city for about 30-45 minutes, and then leaving again.
Okay.
I think we need to know what's in those bags.
I don't know. If we do, we're not fucking doing it until we're about ready to fucking move on shit.
Well, yeah, I
Well-
think the best if we're gonna do that is while the patrol is heading out from this way, right? So going from here
Yeah,
out.
and give us the longest fucking.
Right, that'll give us what, hour 45, hour and a half, hour 45 minutes before they get back, and they're expected back.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Mandy?
I was just thinking that gives us, at the very least, 12 less, or not 12, 16 less people to deal with if they all go out and we infiltrate.
Do they all go out at the same time, Bern?
Yeah, within a few minutes of each other. Depending on
Okay,
how
but
far
is-
their treks are, it can be anywhere between 15-20 minutes per patrol, or they can all be coming at the same point and leaving at the same point. Because it just seems all of their patrol times are a little bit different, which
Yeah,
tells
but
you
they're
that
not really staggering though.
No, they're not staggering. Just it seems their
Okay.
travel times are different.
So yeah, Mandy's point would be valid then.
Meaning that while all of them are out, we leave them the fuck alone and then fucking go into the keep. Or
No.
the church.
At the very
No.
least,
What are
it'll
you
be
What are you talking about, Mandy? What are you talking about? Like taking out each patrol?
I'm saying we start the infiltration when they all leave. That way, that's 16 less people that we have to deal with, and then we can deal with them one by one as the patrols come back.
If we even have to deal with them.
Exactly.
I mean, we can still deal with the one here just to see what the fuck they're doing. 'Cause
But then you're putting us on a time crunch.
I
Exactly.
mean, we'll be on a time crunch anyways, would we? If we want to be in there with 16 less people.
Yes, but then like
They're not
At
gonna know
least
you're
if
there. That's
yeah,
that's the difference.
they'll just think that something could have happened to them on their travels. You get what we're saying now?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if we fucking well no, because even if we fucking take them out like far enough away, like if we sneak attacked like the one that's closest to us when they fucking come out over here, I don't know.
We still have
Either
an
way,
hour and a half before they're expected back.
well, yeah, and then they wouldn't know.
What happened?
Yeah, they still wouldn't know what would happen. So I mean, we technically could get away with that.
I think that's going to give us more knowledge too, because we can like interrogate them about the town and different things
Could
as
we
well.
see if the patrols fucking like were we able to see, or was Rage able to see if the fucking patrols were bandit patrols or if they were like normal people?
You can. So he wasn't able to discern there's between them because they all were just moving rather quickly. Most of the patrols on the far northwestern side were too far away for you guys to really discern between the trees if they were a split between whatever.
Yeah.
The one that passed by you guys, you're able to tell that it was a mix of civilians and bandits. There were some that were definitely dressed as bandits. There were some that were like, like definitely looked like
Could be,
civilians
could
that
not
were
be,
probably
yeah.
specialists or something. But you were definitely able to see that the sizes were probably closer to like 6 to 8 people per patrol.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of up to you guys. The original plan, like, if we just fucking kind of like scout this area and then fucking see if we can see anything towards that fucking church building. And then if anything, like, you know, we might be able to fucking get in and get out before they fucking come back, and then we could probably catch one of the patrols on the fucking way out. If you
I mean,
really want to catch one of
I
the
mean,
patrols.
I don't, yeah, I don't really think about, I don't care about the way out. I think it might give us more information on the way in.
I mean, it is a
General, what do you think?
possibility because we can interrogate them and find out where the fucking engineer's actually being held, because we don't
Right.
know for sure that he's being held in that church too.
It would be
I mean,
good
we
to
don't
get some
even know
more
if it's
information.
in this town.
I don't know, Mandy. What do you think?
I mean, I'm down for whatever.
I mean, even if we ambush this patrol, right, we could still come over here and scout some more if you wanted to. I just think it's going to give us more information. I mean, you can't really, like,
I
more
mean-
information can't be a bad thing.
It would give us more information, but when they're not back, when they're expected back, that's going to put the entire place on high alert. So that is
Or it's
something
gonna just make
that
another
we have
patrol
to.
go out to go look for
Or,
him.
yeah, or they might send another patrol out. That's true.
Yeah. But with Byrne as the DM, you never know.
Yeah, that is correct. You may never know. Truly.
I don't know. I'm fine
I mean-
either way. Like, more information would be nice because then we can actually fucking like. I'm thinking of this as like a military operation as well. Like, if we end up fucking finding a patrol that we can fucking stop, interrogate quickly, then that's one thing. So, but like, we'd have to make sure that they wouldn't be able to get past us to get back
Yeah.
into the town to warn them.
Oh no, we would definitely have to ambush them after they pass us here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, more information would be good to go on. So, I mean,
I mean, that's where
do you
I'm at.
guys-
That's where
Yeah.
Finrod's at.
I mean, I'm fine with getting more information.
And the worst case scenario is it backfires and there's more squishy crunchies.
Yeah. Could be a shit ton more.
Could be a shit ton more.
But Mandie,
So
I told
Fausto's
you
with
that's
us,
fine.
right?
Yeah,
all right.
he's hanging out with you guys.
Okay, and since there's 4 of us on the campaign today, is he going to be helping out a little bit more?
More than
Question mark?
likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we
if
have
you
that
start eating shit, then he's definitely gonna be like trying to help out.
That's fair.
He's just there for
Yeah.
moral support at the moment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that's what I want to do. Wait for the patrol to at least pass us. Try to take out a couple of them stealthily, or like ambush them and take out a couple, and then see if the other ones may like surrender so we can interrogate.
Okay, next
Or we
question.
could try. Go ahead.
Do you want to do this at night or during the day?
Nighttime would probably be best.
Do the patrols go out at night?
We don't
You
know.
don't know? Because you have.
No. That wasn't.
He's
No,
not
that
going to
wasn't-
be able to tell us that. Like,
No. That wasn't a question of the DM. That was just like, do they even go out at night? It was a generalized, just like,
Yeah, yeah.
do they even go out at night?
I mean, it's kind of one of those things to where like if we wait until at night and then they don't fucking show up, then we're kind of shit out of luck.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the original of just going over to the Twilight Orchard then? If they don't show up at
So-
night?
I mean, yeah, we can. Y'all want to do that then?
So wait till night, see if there's a patrol. If there's a patrol, ambush them. If there's not, then go over to Twilight Orchard.
Yes.
Yeah, I can run with that.
That works for me.
Be nice if we had a fucking second paladin with us.
Yeah, it would. Fucking stoners, man.
Has Phantom heard anything from him yet, or no?
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't think so.
Phantom.
So yeah,
Phantom hasn't
Berd,
said anything.
that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna wait until night to be more sneaky, and see if a patrol passes us at night.
All right, so you guys basically make a nice little bivouac. You hide yourselves away in the tree line, away from prying eyes and other issues, and you just kind of stage yourselves. As you continue to watch, you see the same thing happen and happen. Patrol coming back, going into the city, and leaving with their containers empty. And nothing really sparks your interest past that. You see that a large number of what you'd imagine are bandits, these seem to be a little bit better armed, stage themselves around the large remade church, so to speak. But you see definitely at this point, as Rage is pointing out to you, that the civilians that are coexisting in the town seem to be making things, repairing things, cooking things. They seem to be the essentially, much like in the army, they are the non-coms that are making sure that everything runs smoothly Bayside, so that way those that are combat focused, or whatever you may call it, would be the ones that are good to go and can leave or fight whenever is necessary. So it seems to be a relatively symbiotic relationship. The bandits tend to leave the civilians alone and actually seem to be respectful towards them, as you're just kind of watching their interactions. And then the civilians don't seem to really be fazed by the bandits themselves. And then as the hours continue to pass, night begins to fall. And you see that the patrol that's near you goes back into the city as dusk starts to fall down. And you see them come back to the entrance, shorter this time, about 15 minutes after getting back into the city. But they don't leave the boundary of the city. All they basically do is close the gate off in Ivy Ford for across the bridge, light the braziers, make sure the torches are on, and they just start patrolling the streets before it looks like they go about their way into their homes.
Okay. So no more patrols.
Okay.
So let's go scout Twilight Orchard or Orchid. Yeah,
Orchard, yes.
Orchard. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
I hate that damn word.
Me Tovar, me add backwards.
No, like I even fucking do that shit like normally, like Orchard and Orchid. Like for some reason, I always call them the other. But yeah, so we wanted to scout out Twilight, to fucking see if anything's over there, and then to be able to get a better view on the church.
Yeah, sure. So, as you guys exit your bivouac, getting yourselves ready to kind of make your way down quietly, you see that with the moon up, that there's not a lot of activity outside the encampment. Almost if they know something is not to be trifled with outside the gates. Or maybe they just are tired of going out to the swamp at night. Who's really to say? Maybe the mosquitoes are bigger assholes than you can imagine. And
I live in Florida, no such thing.
I don't like the way that he's already starting to describe this. I feel like we just fucked up by saying that we're going over to the fucking orchard.
it's as you walk through the swamp between the trees, you can tell that the wildlife seems to have really come out of the woodwork, so to speak. Along the river,
Even worse that he didn't fucking acknowledge it.
Along the river, you see a larger number of both crocodiles and alligators swimming through the waters, perching up on the sides. Not even really sunbathing or gathering heat. They just seem to be just milling around on the shores of the river. Inside the swamp, you can see that the fish have become more active at night, jumping and eating the insects that fly by. You hear the clicks and whistles of bats as they're flying between the trees. The sounds of predatory birds, as well as essentially searching birds kind of going through the foliage to look for food and such. The life cycle in the swamp continues and seems to be more active at night.
I'm just really glad to know that the gators and crocodiles are not sunbathing at night.
Yeah, they're not sunbathing at night. They are acting like they would be sunbathing, but it's nighttime, so why would they
It's
be out here?
moonbathing.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, this strikes you as very odd from, especially you, Rage, being a ranger, and, well, I guess Mandie as well, being a druid. The two of you are very struck odd by this phenomenon, because you would think it'd be the opposite. At night, it'd be more nocturnal animals and insects. But it seems to be that everything is coming alive at night, or is waking up, and is going through routines that would be reserved for daylight hours.
Technically, crocodiles and alligators are normally more active at night. Just saying.
Not sunbathing usually, though.
You know
Or
what?
whatever.
I mean, they'll
beaching.
still chill on the bank and fucking shit like that until they're hunting something.
Not usually. They're usually in the water hunting.
Bern, I wouldn't blame you if you just wanted to eat them. Just
What?
All of a
I
sudden,
like.
a crocodile gets eaten at your head from across the room.
I'm sorry. I like reptilians. Like, fuck me.
The way I'm
Fucking
trying to
Crocnado over
describe
here.
it is that they're doing things they would do in the day.
Yes,
Daytime,
I
but it's
know.
at night. Yeah, I
So
got
they're
it.
going
I
through
know.
daylight behaviors at the wrong time period, is what I'm trying to put across to you, is why it's fucking weird.
I know. I was just being a smartass.
Really? You a smartass? No, never. What the fuck am I? That's weird. Who are you? Anyway, back to your previously scheduled fucking session. You're walking through the swamp, you're seeing all of this. You're seeing a lot of plants that seem to be oddly colored, kind of glowing. And some of the plants that you find that you would believe normally wouldn't be carnivorous are. You're seeing very oddly shaped pitcher plants. You're seeing Venus flytraps that seem to be somewhat mutated and are growing on the sides of trees, not necessarily in the soil. You're seeing mushrooms of different shapes and colors. Colors that don't really seem to be beneficial, but some that are very bright fluorescent colors that would warn of poison or toxin as they pump out these little silvery clouds of spores as you walk by, almost triggering the mycelium beneath them. Fuck you, fan, for playing crab right in the middle of my process. And you see spiders crawling along the trees and moving about, their silver strands shining in the moonlight, as you see large orb weavers. And then one thing that scratches your head is, well, a spider that scratches your head. It's a large, almost looks like a cross between a huntsman and a tarantula. Just kind of falls at you, Tovar, hits you in the side of the dome piece and falls off, almost not realizing that it was landing on you. And then just seems to kind of pick itself together and then just slowly walks away.
What the hell?
I'm surprised he chose you for that to happen too.
He probably chose me because I keep drawing shit.
I mean, it's good to catalog. I mean, I'm proud of you. Your artistic skills are improving. So you're seeing this very odd combination of flora and fauna kind of popping up through the swamp that normally wouldn't be here based on the knowledge that you all have from your life experiences in Etheria. And it's a cause for concern, but also a interesting, awe-inspiring moment, as you guys haven't been through this area before at this period of time, as the sun is starting to go down and all these creatures and flora come up. But you simply just make your way through, sticking to the trees and the pathways that you can find, and you make it to Twilight Orchard, and you see that though it is marked as a district for the cities, that the buildings themselves are rather dilapidated. A gate on your side of the bridge and their side of the bridge bars your crossing. And you can see torches are lit on both sides of the bridge as well.
Okay, I couldn't hear anything on the other side of the bridge because I had Backstreet Boys playing in my fucking ear.
Oh, Jesus.
Basically, there's torches lit on both
Okay.
sides of the bridge, and there's two gates, one on either side of the bridge.
Okay.
The buildings around you, though, are dilapidated and will look to be derelict. If anything, they look like they may have been old residential or possibly like old supply, maybe even a cookhouse, but now they're not really used for much. Yeah, you get there and you can clearly see the lights in the distance from the church that's across the riverbank. You can see that there are a number of bonfires going. Numerous people of both what you expect to look like bandit and non-bandit just kind of hanging out and doing things along the line of just looking at things and talking. But no one really seems to notice you. There's a large gathering around the building itself. But it doesn't seem like they're aggravated or protecting. It's just that they don't want people to leave at night. And as you watch, you see that there's one individual that looks very specific out of all of them. He doesn't have the most number of skulls or spikes on his armor. He just looks to be the one that, as he walks through these groups, every single person turns to him and greets him, and he just nods in return. He just takes a very slow walk walking around, looking at everything, almost as if, uh, almost as if to counterpoint like a sergeant major was just walking through an area of a base, just meandering, taking his time, taking in the sights. Just every single person seems to pay this individual man respects for whatever reason that you can really gather. He seems to be someone of either high office or high rank in this city. And he eventually stops to talk with some other bandits that also seem to be of higher regard, and then just continues walking. But you guys
Looks like we
stand
found the person
between.
we want to grab.
You guys stand between these four buildings in a nice little clearing that has been cut. As you see, the growth is starting to come back near these buildings. What do you do?
Well,
That guy definitely seems important.
Yeah, I would say so.
I still have a pass without trace. So if we wanted to, we could use that.
Yeah, but the gates on both sides of the bridge are closed.
Navy SEAL that shit.
I was about to say my next thing was I can also wild shape into a gator and swim you guys across.
So, what I'm hearing is that Mandie wants 4 guys on her back.
Absolutely.
Are any of the like gators and shit on the shorelines where we're at?
Yeah, I mean they're all around the shoreline. They're evenly spaced out for the most part. They're in groups of like one or two. There's only one on the bank between you and the gates on the right side of the bridge. Though you can't really see into the water to see if there's anything, you know, having a sit down, so to speak.
The gators are having a sit down?
No, like, they're like sitting in the water. You can't tell if there's
Okay,
anything there. You can see there's one on the bank. You can clearly see that shit, but it's hard to see in the water. Yeah, the gator's having a fucking powwow. Like, all right, Harold, what'd you get today? How was your day? You have a smoke? How's the wife?
Alright. I mean, if we did that, it'd probably fucking scare away the other gators. If she'd be a fucking dire gator, basically.
I'm sorry, are you calling me fat, Tovar?
No. Just bigger than the other ones.
I'm just more interested in the fact that you can say dire gator perfectly fine, but can't say orchard.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Don't question the brain.
I'm fucking questioning. Well, I mean, there's a lot of animal activity between us and that the other side of the river for us to go, right? Fuck, we should have just done this during the fucking day.
Should we just go and knock on the door? Hold on, before you fucking say anything smart. Go and knock on the door and try and see if we can have a fucking sit down with them. Worst case scenario, we treat it like the highwaymen. Yeah. Cause like at this point, like the only other thing we'd be able to do is maybe wait until the fucking daytime and then fucking take it from there. But like that's a lot of fucking sitting and waiting. I'm starting to get antsy.
I mean, we can wait and see, you know, if any of us can get 20 spanks in on Mandie for the rest of the night. She giggled. That's good enough for me.
But
I was gonna say it's gonna be a lot easier to do with multiple of you instead of just one.
that is fair.
No. It was a competition to see if anyone can get like to 20 within a session. However, yeah, let's just fucking knock on the door.
I feel like with my strength, one hit would count for like 5.
No. 1 for 1.
Damage just not equal repetition.
Hi, Korean.
Also, don't be slamming her through the fucking headboard, you jackass.
What? She looks like she likes it rough.
Tovar, spank! Man, this sounds hole in the fucking drywall.
But yeah, I don't know. I think at this point we should probably fucking
man.
do the knock on the door thing. See if we can get an audience with fucking King Dickhead that was walking around earlier. And
Yeah.
fucking take it from there. And then
Worst
like
case
I said,
scenario, we kill him.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm down for that. I'm getting a little antsy too. I can't really wait around too much longer.
Finrod.
Okay.
I'm good with it. I'll sit and meditate while you guys do the whoever knocks on the door.
I mean, you can
No, wait.
meditate after we knock on the door. Because if shit goes south, we kind of need you there.
I'll be right by.
Yeah, meditate at the door.
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm
so-
sitting
right
there
by,
thinking
like,
he's gonna
outside.
meditate here while we're over here knocking on the door.
No. Well,
No.
we have
I'm gonna
knock
go
on
back
this
to the Black
door.
Marsh Keep.
No, here we have to talk to people at the gate. Here we have to knock on the door.
That's. None of the
That's
guards are out here.
He said there were guards at the gates leaving the town.
The gates in here, not the gates in here. They closed the gate and then went back into the town and closed the gate.
Okay, there's still not a door that we're knocking on. It's a gate.
Knocking on the fucking.
Am I pissing you off, Fafa?
God
At
damn
this
it.
point, I'm just gonna go fucking kick the goddamn door down.
This is how we go in.
Tovar fucking goes into a berserker rage because he was fucking confused and got angry. Just what the fuck?
Wouldn't that be every minute with you?
Just grab them and drag them to where you want to go. Jesus. Yeah.
Fucking caveman style. I mean, yeah, let's go knock on the door. I mean, let's go knock on the gate first, and then the door.
Or an arrow to the leg. Yeah. Or a fucking hatchet to the leg. Or fucking.
Don't forget about the
getting
short swords in your back.
Yeah. No, the short swords that fucking cut my arm. It was.
Oh,
your
no, yeah,
claws
it was the
that-
talons in
it
the
was
back.
The
Yeah, yeah,
talons that went to the back.
So far, I'm
You're
the only
right.
one that hasn't hurt you yet.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll happen.
The only true friend. All right, so
One
yeah,
tries
we
to
go.
Finn run out from his meditation and Finn run punches him in the dick.
Fucking punches berserker rage instantly. All right, so yeah, Berd, that's what we do is go and fucking knock on the goddamn gate.
There you go.
Ivy Ford or the
Yeah, I
one
knew
that's
you
right
were.
near the court, near the church, like where you guys are here.
Well, I figured since this gate was closed.
I think he's just trying to make you say orchard again.
No, he was saying like here or here.
Never mind.
Go fuck yourself.
How about
So
you fuck me yourself, you coward?
I'll let fucking Mrs. R take care of that. That's too much work.
Whoa.
That's fair.
So yeah, we'll try and knock on this one. If anything, is it like a solid fucking wooden gate?
It's more along like a bar gate. It's not anything really to write home about. It's just
Oh, so are they both barred gates?
yeah. I mean, they're both barred with lock mechanisms in the center. The only one that's solid gates are at the gates leading into the city. This one is more of, it's just to close the bridge off so that people don't go wandering off through the orchard.
So it's like a fence gate.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's just bars going across the standard mixed
With
standard.
a lock.
Yep, with a lock in the center.
So do you want to break this lock and then go in and then just be like, oh, hey guys, sorry, this fucking fell down over there.
So what had happened was...
Yeah. So I guess we can't really knock on a fucking barred gate.
You can literally just take out your axe and like knock on the
ping it?
gate.
Yeah,
Just go,
that's fair.
tung, tung, tung.
Yeah, I do that.
Wonderful.
So hard goes up
They get
and
pissed
down.
off.
Wonderful. As you go to do that, Finrod, I need a deck save from you for something that's happening in the background.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
This is what you get for fucking trying to meditate, you fucking monk.
All 13.
Yes.
So as you are, this is what I was told was going to happen, and so basically you're walking towards the group as they're going to ring the gate, essentially with the large battle axe of the barbarian, and you feel a leg come out in front
Great
of one of
axe.
your legs, and you fall into Tovar's ass, like face first into the cheeks.
Why the fuck? No, hold on. You can't complain about the fucking Mardi Gras shit last week, and then have
Listen,
fucking
and then you do
This
Finrod
wasn't me planning.
eat
I
fucking
got-
Tovar's ass.
I got a message about rolling a sleight of hand check to do this, and so they gave me the result, and therefore I'm testing the result of the person, and this is what they wanted. So
It was Mandie. It was Mandie.
I cannot
Well,
confirm
yeah,
or
because
deny.
No, I can confirm it because
Oh,
she
no,
said
I
DMs
know.
in your fucking chat, you fuck.
Well,
But also, it was
Oh, and
Phantom
Phantom
told me
and-
to do it.
Did this. This is Phantom.
that makes more
She
sense.
followed through.
Phantom told me to do it. Oh god.
Oh, okay,
Tomar,
so
just make sure you rip the fucking hardest one you got while this happens. It just scares you so bad. Whereas, yeah.
This is where he gets punched in the dick.
Berserker Rage goes to tap on the gate and it flies 300 feet in the city.
alright, so he just fucking trips and falls and like fucking just gets fucking skadooshed off of my butt cheeks.
Like, imagine
Why the
his-
fuck did you have to say it's good douche?
Imagine bouncing a quarter off of it, except it's Finrod's head.
Jesus.
hate
What
all
the
this.
hell? I hope you know it's been kind of fucking hot, so it might not smell the best down
I mean, we are in a swamp.
there. Literal swamp ass at the moment.
Swamp ass all the way.
Fuck.
Yeah, so Finrod, you just fall face first into Tovar's ass as he's going to ring the gate, and you just get bounced like a fucking quarter off of it. And it was not a pleasant experience as you kind of catch yourself and you're just like wiping your face like, oh god, blood. And as you look behind you from whatever caught your feet, you're looking for maybe like a rock, a branch you didn't see, you're like pulling out your stuff to do your meditation. You see Mandie stifling laughter behind you as her back is turned to you guys, and she's like slightly hunched over, like
I don't even know how to handle this situation right now. I'm just fucking dumbfounded.
So did I already
You
have
should
the
give her
axe?
that look
Kinda
like, I see what you did.
you were basically like had your axe out like ready to hit it with the back end of it, and you just felt Finrod's head bounce off your cheeks, and
Trying to like fucking drop the axe, like what the hell? Fucking bang on the gate.
You sure you didn't just moan through it, man? Just, oh!
No, I didn't moan through it. God damn it.
How pointy is his nose though? I mean, that might have just made an assertion.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right, enough of that
Nah,
bullshit.
it would have been the ears, if anything.
So yeah,
Jesus fuck.
fucking kind of like just like bonk the gate. Like what the fuck, man? Like,
You're concerned, but you have another objective to do right now. You'll deal with that later. And so you just raise your axe and you give the gate a good whack with the axe as
you
you
need to
hear.
roll?
No, no. I mean, unless you want to, because then I can use it to my advantage.
I'm gonna be right back. My dogs need to go out.
Yeah. You can, so yeah, you bonk.
Pretty
the
sure you
gate.
just had an advantage.
Shut the fuck up. So
Don't go up to that. I just wanted to see what it would be.
What'd you roll?
A 19.
you bonk the gate successfully. I don't, like. What do you want? You don't fuck up
explodes into a
simply
million
taking
pieces?
your axe and just giving it a
Yeah, like-
single good whack against the bars.
You
Like,
hit it so hard the children of the gate die?
you kill the gate that comes up behind you, like the next one that's built 20 years from now just immediately blows up. You've broken the timeline in 3 separate parts. I don't know what the fuck you wanted.
Fucking quantum leap that shit.
You
I don't know. There's been other times to where I've joked around saying a roll, and then it's been a high roll, and you're just like, you fucking just go to hit this, and it just fucking so hard that it just like obliterates or like fucking clinks into the ground or some shit. So,
I mean, with this is
That's
that you
why I
weren't
was
doing
saying-
anything over dramatic. Like you were just gonna go knock the gate, and so you do it. You don't miss the bars on your first swing. You get a nice resounding resonance through it.
Gong.
Yep. And as you do it,
Here, make the monk feel at home.
you immediately feel the eyes of everyone at that church turn to you as they hear this essentially gong noise happen, and they see a bunch of dipshits standing at the gate with the torch on, being like, "Hey, how you doing?"
I feel like we broke Berd tonight.
You hear
I'm
one
just
of the
imagining
guards.
the gong is like the fucking bell of Hell's Bells, just bong.
Yeah,
let's get
essentially.
Fuck you.
So one of the guards looks and yells over to you, "What the fuck do you want? Who are you?"
Doesn't fucking matter who we are. I want to speak to whoever's in charge.
That kind of fucking matters who you are, dumbass.
Take us to your leader.
At that point, could I just fucking like push the gate open?
Roll athletics.
What? I'm using it as an intimidation tactic. Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm just
Like,
waiting for you to fail because you
Bare
rolled a
hit-
19.
No, I fucking got
Oh,
a 24.
okay.
Suck my dick. Just bare
You
hit,
get-
push the fucking gate open.
That'll be
Bro, I
$5.
was waiting for because your bullshit ass roll was fucking 19. I was expecting you to actually roll it and
I
roll
have
like a
a-
2.
I have a +8 in athletics.
Then an 8.
The lowest
Anyway,
you could
can't
roll, the
Fucking, there's no
lowest,
zeros.
the lowest you could roll is a 9, and that would be a crit fail, and that would be funny. It pulls me when he's pushing the gate open or something. But you swing
Bare
the
hand
gate
the gate
open.
open.
You just simply push it, and you hear the lock snap as you push the gate open and just walk across the bridge. What do you say?
Still doesn't fucking matter who I am. I want to fucking talk to who's in charge.
You see some of the bandits have started to congregate around the other gate. Weapons are being kind of gathered and drawn as you not announce who the fuck you are, and you being a large individual is an intimidating sight, and they're like, "Oh, well, it looks like someone's coming to fuck with us, so we gotta fuck them back." And so you get to the second gate, where when you get there, you see it's a bunch of well-armed bandits standing there, and then the older gentleman who was walking around before, standing between them, and he looks at you and goes, "What exactly do you want?"
We heard you guys have an engineer. We need the engineer.
So that's what you came here for in the dead of night, during the R&R of my soldiers and the people who live in this city, causing a ruckus, to ask me about the engineer.
Well,
Yep.
to be fair, it was when you were least expecting it, right?
We saw you in the woods this morning. One of our patrols
Boy.
walked past you, and they reported that you were just sitting out in the woods.
Well, we're not sitting out in the woods anymore.
Wait, hold on, timeout. I thought we were fucking hidden!
You thought you were hidden.
Motherfucker.
He never made us do a stealth roll or anything like that.
You sat in that one spot for something to the tune of like 6 hours. When the patrol passed by you 12 times, if I'm doing the patrol routes correctly.
That's fair.
Well, Mrs. Rage said, "Surprise!"
Surprise!
Yeah,
You didn't.
that's
You
fair.
weren't really hidden all along. Haha. So yeah. So he goes, "We know you've been here. You could have just come in and talked with us, but we assumed that you had your own preconceived notions of what exactly you thought we were, and so we let you make your own choices. But if you're looking for the engineer, he's here."
That sounded like there was gonna be more. That's why I didn't
I was
say
waiting.
anything.
Yeah, I was waiting for something else.
No, he's listening. He's here.
Where?
And he goes, points over by the campfire, and you see a guy in the clothing of the Black Marsh Keep with the sigil kind of built onto his, I guess, jacket he'd be wearing. And he looks at her and goes, "Oh, it's you guys. Hey!"
So are you guys not like?
Kidnap this man, or
I mean, at first, I guess you could call it a kidnapping. It was more lines of the man found himself surrounded by dire crocs and spiders that were looked to harvesting for his innards. We stepped in and we stopped it, and we took him back here so as he wouldn't die alone in the woods. I guess when he never reported back in, they considered him kidnapped by, who we are. So it's unfortunately that's the preconceived notion that was found, but he's here in good spirits and health. He's had a room in my command building here with me and the rest of the lieutenants in his own bunk. He's been taken care of. He's been helping us fix a lot of our issues, including trying to get supplies to build a better, I guess you could call this a small town now.
So
Okay,
do
so
you
there were
guys need-
obviously some misconceptions here.
Yeah. So, next question. You guys need work.
I mean, right now it's along the line of just building what we have, building a better establishment for those who want to give up the minimalist bandit ways and wish to just live in a place that is free from the control of the larger governmental bodies. And so here we live to our means, and I wanted to have a place where those who want to get away from being forced into becoming cannon fodder, to becoming highwaymen, simple thieves, brutes, enforcers, people who wanted more to their lives, to give them a place where they could be. People are never too
So-
fond of bandits moving in next door.
So let me drop this scenario on you, because it's clear that the things were told to us that may not be 100% true. We are looking for the Hunter's Quiver. Have you heard of it?
I've heard the stories of the hunter's quiver. Yes.
Well, we are trying to eliminate the Mad King, one that is killing your cannon fodder, as you said. Do you know where the hunter's quiver would be? It would help us in our quest.
I imagine that since you are here, that you probably stopped at the Black Marsh Keep. Did the captain tell you that it was in the old keep?
Yes.
That would be correct.
Well, then I unfortunately will have to reinforce his claim, as he is correct. It is more
Okay.
than likely in the old keep to the north.
He
So
told
my-
us that we needed the help of the
Engineer.
engineer to get to the old keep.
So, quick question. Would any of your, we'll say, soldiers, since you are no longer bandits, be interested in coming with us while we have the engineer help us get to the old keep in order to clear out the local wildlife and fauna and floral fucking monstrosities?
I'm sure we could
And don't forget that spider.
find some sort of reward.
Yes.
He looks to you and goes, "If you're coming from the keep," and he asked for his chief engineer back, I assume that means that he's going to be sending his own soldiers to go with you to the old keep. The men that are here, and the women and children as well, have denounced the idea of fighting without cause. If they are of free will, if they choose not to go to the old keep knowing the dangers that it has, whether superstitious or not, I will not send them against their will. And for what it sounds is that you have quite a trial ahead of you as it stands to simply get the engineer the ability and necessary materials to build you the means of reaching the old keep.
Well, then, is there any of your townsfolk that would be willing to come with us?
We will try our best to ensure that they will be compensated. Think of
As
it
well as
more
safe
as
passage.
like a private military contract.
He looks to you and goes, "As I said before, a lot of the people here have denounced that type of fighting. They now simply wish to live. If I ask them and they choose so, then that is a different story. But to get to the old keep is not only treacherous, what lives in the keep is much worse."
Yeah, we're not asking
I
for you
don't-
to force them. We're just asking you to ask them if they want to come along willingly. That's fine. If they want to stay out of it and live here peacefully, that's fine. So we will put in a word either way that you guys are no longer a threat.
I will ask my kin what they wish to do with this information. If there's a way for them to make their lives slightly easier by helping you, then I will see if anyone is willing. Otherwise, if that's not the case, then all we can do is wish you luck. I will send word to the guard captain when I see about finding the numbers of individuals that would wish to accompany you.
Okay, perfect. I mean, we will need the chief engineer to come back with us so he can assist, though. We can return him once we are done so he can help you continue to build your town.
Well,
He's free to live at his own free will. He's done plenty of work, and the plans he's drafted are in the hands of our builders and our architects.
I don't necessarily think we should force him to come either, though. I think we should just ask him.
It is kind of a dangerous thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he would be risking his life. But he will have us there to protect him. so we can talk to him as well. Like I don't mind talking to him. But
Okay, well, the next time you guys fucking say something.
You see the commander, the man in front of you, unlock the gates and open them, and go, "If you wish to speak with him, he is there. I will ask and I will send letters to the keep of if I can spare any people who wish to go. Otherwise, next time, maybe negotiating is the best way to go forward so you don't have to sit and become mosquito food."
Hey, Bern.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I see a ring on his finger?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh.
Thought we weren't gonna have to deal with this today. Notch wasn't here, but nope. Fucking Mandy's like, oh, I'm gonna take his spot.
Call
I
high
got a
low,
7.
Mandy. Call high low.
Low?
No. He has a ring on his finger. No advances for you.
Okay.
Jesus.
You see that it is a relatively battered and worn iron ring on that finger.
Mandy over here trying to get a sugar daddy. The fuck?
What? I just wanted to, be nice to him.
As we walk in to go over to the engineer, I kind of like look at the what are we calling him? Just commander?
Yeah.
Kind of look at the commander and I'm like, sorry about your lock. Might want to get a better one.
The next time we realize that a Goliath will be visiting us, I'll just greet you with a ballista. And he gives you a quirk smile as he walks away back to his office.
Ah, I like that guy. He gets it. He gets it.
Make sure you shoot him in the knee.
Motherfucker,
As we're walking up,
man.
I make sure Mandy's in front of me this time, so I can keep an eye on her.
Yeah, so the four of you guys walk up and you find the engineer just hanging out around the fire, just kind of definitely looking significantly out of place compared to the rest of the people that are around him.
I gotta start every single fucking conversation. All
I
right.
got yelled at last time I did, so fuck off.
Mandie, you wanted to talk to him. Go talk to him. Kind of like nudge her.
I'm so sorry I'm stuffing my face. My god.
Yeah, fuck your popcorn.
It's
Not
not
with that
popcorn,
commander.
it's actual dinner, so fuck you.
Oh, fair enough.
I saddle up to him and I sit next to him.
You saddle up next to him and sit next to him.
Yep.
She saddles him.
Just saddles him.
Saddle.
Just kind of, just
Is it
kind of
normal
nod at
or
him and go,
reverse? Let's just fucking like.
"Hey, how you doing?"
He
Alright.
looks at you with a quizzical look and goes, hello? That's an interesting way to start a conversation. I heard you introduce yourselves over there. You were looking for me, yes?
Yes.
Yep.
We would love it if you would come back with us to the keep.
And then go to the old keep.
He was about going back to the keep. I wouldn't mind doing so. It's a treacherous road to get back there, especially if you aren't well versed in combat like myself. It's difficult to make sure that you travel the right roads and don't run into things that try to kill you. So, you leading me back wouldn't be a bad idea. And then, as for going to the old keep, that will be another issue we'll have to tackle, because it's not as simple as, oh, I'm gonna come with you. It's, we need to have everything we need to get to the old keep, as I imagine the guard captain explained.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why we're asking for help here. To make sure that we have enough protection.
It's not necessarily the protection I'm worried about. We have...
Is it the materials?
It's the materials and the wildlife itself. As you probably saw, making your way over here at night, the wildlife seemed to change. They seem to be different from what you would imagine would be here. That makes our job slightly difficult when it comes to building traversal pontoon bridges across the delta. As you can well imagine, these creatures, seeing that they are different and larger or of different colors and evolutions, is that they are extremely territorial. So you imagine that if we put these pontoon bridges across rivers that are filled with the dire crocs and other interesting aquatic life that reigns these rivers, we may be looking in for quite a problem. So there's a couple of factors. So we would need more than just the 5 of you and myself and the materials. We would need also to have a plan. We would have to build these pontoon bridges during the daylight hours, make our way across said pontoon bridges during the daylight hours, and then make it to outside the old keep before nightfall.
Sounds fun.
Yes, I love being on a time crunch when I'm being threatened with carnivorous plants the size of a barrel and flowers that shoot spikes at you that make you go to sleep and become paralyzed. It's wonderful to think about traveling deeper into the marsh.
Fucking Jumanji Marsh or what the fuck?
I was thinking Plants vs Zombies.
I was thinking Jumanji. Like once he said the plant with the
Yeah.
fucking that shoots the spikes and like paralyzes you, I instantly thought fucking Jumanji.
Oh yeah. It hits the fucking girl in the neck.
Yep. Okay. So I guess we'll just sit here and wait to hear the response of the commander and his people. And kind of take it from there.
Do as you
Is that fucking
can,
Kirsten Dunst?
and then once he gives you a response based on
Yes.
my people are willing to come with you, then we can head back to the keep during daylight hours. I can speak to the captain, and we can see about what else we need to do to secure a path to get you to the old keep. Now, I do know a path that you could take that would not require a direct approach via pontoons, but unfortunately you'd have to go by yourselves. It'd be significantly harder for others to travel with you, as it is a wasteland, so to speak.
I don't know if that's such a smart idea.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, considering everyone keeps telling us that we need people to go with us.
We can, well, that's to fucking battle all of this stuff. So, we can discuss that further once we, get back to the keep and we start coming up with a game plan. How much information do you actually know about it?
Of the old keep? I know
No,
amount
of
it.
your path. Your path. Your secret path that only we can go down.
It is a land path with multiple natural bridges that runs through the center of the Black Marsh. It would allow you passage. The reason it'd only be a handful of you is that the more people that travel it, the more attention that would bring to you. It is not a path to be traveled lightly. It is one that you could use to get there quickly and to spread yourselves out and make sure that nothing gets to you, but it's one that we used for runners for many years, from the old keep to where the new keep was in its original construction before the old one fell. And so the bridges are what remain of what we built, and they still hold. But what lies for you on that path is a different story entirely.
Wait, so I have a question.
Yes.
Why was this not brought up as an option earlier by the garrison commander?
He may not know about it. It is one that we use specifically in our engineering plans to move supplies and messages between different detachments that were building up these roads and pathways you see before you. It's it was unfortunately something we had to make very quickly and not many people knew about. It's something that was passed down between engineered detachments to make sure that if it was ever needed again that we could use it. It allows us to crisscross very quickly across different parts of the delta, but as the fauna and flora become more aggressive, mutating, it has become less and less used as our runners stopped coming back.
Sounds like it could be fun.
Sounds like a fight.
Sounds like it could be an unnecessary fight before a bigger fight.
It would
Sounds like
take you a
unnecessary.
significant amount of time to cross the pathway, especially if you were going to be taking it and making sure you were staying away from the more concentrated parts of it in between the day and night cycles. So you could pace yourselves. It would just be that wherever you are on the path that there would be danger ahead.
I mean,
Well,
we could take the path, but have the garrison commander and all the other people take the path that they were originally going to do. That way we have some sort of backup when we get out of the old keep.
We get to the old keep.
I don't know if that made any sense.
It
Yeah, you
did.
mean get to the old keep, right?
well, no, she's saying we go down that path and they still go the path that we were gonna go, is what I was understanding from what she
Right.
said.
Yeah,
To-
but
to the
she's
old
talking
keep.
about the reinforcements part.
Yeah.
Like if it's on our way back, then we kind of don't really need reinforcements other than to fucking get back. But like there could be a bunch of shit in the old keep that it would be. What? How much longer do you think it would take comparing us to the command? Like if we did Mandie's plan and had them going through and building the bridges and or having you there to help build the bridges, how much of a time difference would it be of us both parties getting to the keep? It's a question for the
They
engineer.
would more than likely uh, beat you there by maybe an hour or so, depending on the situation. And that's also if everything goes smoothly. If everything, for instance, if nothing goes smoothly for the pontoon employment and making sure that the road is open between the two keeps, then they could be behind you by anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. Now, more so if something terrible happens. For you, you could, depending on how quickly you go down your path, if you play it safe and you know what to look for, and you could easily beat them there and be the ones to establish a foothold and wait for them to arrive and then go in together, or you may be coming up behind them as they finish up the pontoon bridges. It looks to be that if you were looking for a specific answer of time, it seems to be inconsequential.
It almost might just be better to just protect them while they go all the way across then.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely make our path back easier.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
and then
both,
if
both
there's
paths would be
any,
easier.
well, and then if there's anything in the keep that like we would have extra with,
Yeah.
we would have extra help with.
It's just the keep will be hard to take back. Something has been living there for quite some time. We're not entirely sure what it is, but we know that it isn't something easily broken or defeated, and we know that it is corrupted. It is mutated, stronger than the other types that you've seen. So going with reinforcements may work, going by yourselves may be better. All it comes down to is what you believe is going to be the best path forward to deal with this problem. If you truly are looking for the Quiver, you're going to have to go into the keep, whether with or without people behind you.
I'm thinking let's take as many as we can.
I mean, the more help, the better, right?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Not necessarily.
Okay, then what do you want to do, oh fearless leader?
I'm just saying it's not necessarily like military fucking training. That's why they have small strike forces. Because sometimes having too many fucking people, like personnel there, can be a bad thing.
I mean, it depends on which era you're talking about.
Any era.
Really?
Yes, any era. There was always like since tactics have been a fucking thing.
Okay,
They have had smaller
so the
strike
Civil War
forces.
just didn't happen, huh?
The Civil War had small team tactics.
Yes.
There
Yeah,
were
the Civil
snipers
War
in
also
the
had
Civil
people
War.
that were sent wave after wave after wave of people at the line.
Yes. But they still
What was
had
it?
small team tactics. Like,
Pickett's Charge? Is that what his name? General Pickett? The
but like,
Confederacy?
fuck, the Rangers have been a thing since the fucking Revolutionary War. Like, the
Okay,
Rangers.
what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
I don't know. Like, I'm fucking saying we don't have enough information on this to know if it would be a fucking, a hindrance or a fucking,
I
a
say we
benefit.
rest for the night and we get back to the keep and continue this conversation with the guard captain.
I agree.
Yeah, so
And yeah, let's do that.
you guys just chill out in the town here. You find yourself a little sit down area and you guys take a snooze waiting for daylight to come. And daylight eventually crests. You hear the sounds of the forest, or the swamp in this case, start to die off as it seems to calm itself as the first few patrols start to exit and go about their normal schedules. The engineer who has agreed to come with you back to the keep, as he had wanted to go back for some time, but he was asked to help, and as a good engineer does, he saw a problem and he decided to fix it. So, he comes with you, and he shows you the path back that's the most efficient to return to the keep.
Wait. Time. Did we get an answer back from the commander here yet, or no?
He did say he was
What?
going to send a letter directly to the captain about how many men
Oh.
that he'd be able to spare.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Okay, continue.
So, you are led back to the keep by the engineer, showing you where the old roads are, letting you be a little bit faster in returning. And you get back to a very happy guard captain who greets the chief engineer, uh, saying, "I'm glad to see you here. We miss you. What happened? Were you hurt? Were you kidnapped?" Uh, and the engineer just explains that none of that really occurred. That he wasn't kidnapped. He was more in turn of just in the wrong place at the right time. Basically making sure that the people who found him were the ones that helped him get out of the danger. And so there was a lot of reconciliation that happens. The guard captain apologizes for the preconceived notions and gets a little bit more information about the bandits next door, so to speak. You see him scratch out some plans in his notebook about assaulting the town. I've been told by the engineer there's one, a large civilian population, and two, it's essentially a bandit rehabilitation center in the long and short of it. So, bandit captain gets you. Thanks you guys for going and doing it. And thankfully, there was no additional bloodshed that needed to happen. And he goes, "Now that our engineer's back, we can talk about how we're going to get you to the old keep and what we're going to need." And by the looks on your faces, it seems you have some questions.
All right. Oh boy. So, to the guard captain, what do you think would be better? The engineer was telling us about a path that we could possibly go, but it would be lower or less people to go this way. Should we have a squad go the way you were talking about as we go the other route and meet us there to back us up at the keep? You think?
What other route was the engineer speaking of?
He was saying
said-
that they had a. Oh.
No, you go.
He was saying they had a route between the old keep and this one as it was being built for the engineers to travel.
Ah, that pathway is still open. Well, that's interesting to hear. That's something that could play in our favor, but if I remember correctly, is that if it's anything like the rest of the marsh, is that pathway is not exactly pleasant to travel on at this time.
And that's what he was telling us.
And I guess that's what begs the large question of, do we want to put a full force on guard to march up to the keep via these bridges that the engineer wishes to build? Or do we just send you in a small detachment through the old engineer's path that would require a little less footwork? You'll be able to bring more equipment with you. The people we'd be sending with you would be better trained, better qualified for doing such an endeavor than just general foot soldiers. And you'd be able to get there faster if the map is anything not to lie. And so he sits there and nods as he's just kind of looking over the map, redrawing old pathways that still run through the woods.
So basically, he knew of them, but didn't think they were still there anymore.
Yeah, it has been such a catastrophe in the marsh that it's been hard to keep track of what pathways are open, what are viable, and so he had heard the stories of those engineered pathways, but for them to be used was a whole other story. But if the chief engineer is telling you that this one is possibly able to be used and that it's still standing so that you can actually use as a path, but dealing with the monsters and such that may be living on it, it's an option. Um, but he basically gives you the gist of that if you want to get the large garrison up there with you to be a larger force to help retake the keep, you're going to need a lot more men, a lot more supplies. Something that the Black Marsh Keep does not have in Aces right now. So you would have to more likely go and speak to neighboring keeps to try and get men and supplies to help establish this run, especially with the keeps knowing the danger that the Mad King poses. Or you guys could take the path that requires no additional materials minus combat supplies and stuff of that line. You wouldn't have a garrison with you. You'd probably have a full squad of essentially highly specialized fighters out of the Black Marsh Keep that are trained to fight in this wilderness. So you essentially would have a squad of special forces with you to travel up and through that pathway to get to the old keep, where you could get there in a few hours compared to racing the clock trying to get the pontoon bridges built up all the way there, as well as getting the large amount of personnel across those bridges and into the keep.
This is where I call for a team huddle.
Team huddle?
Okay.
Well, yeah, because they can't give us any more information about what's at the keep, right? Or what we'd be engaging there.
You'll probably be facing monsters, as all he knows is that something nasty lives there. What it is, no fucking clue.
Is to be found out.
Yeah.
To be determined.
Could be that fucking necro spider that fucking Burn was talking about earlier.
No, I use that on my Sunday, guys. I'm not going to use that on here. I don't like to repeat my ideas.
Don't be mean to me like that.
It's just gonna be an alligator clown.
You just want to high-low it?
Yeah, I honestly think it'd be best if you guys actually sat and thought about the pros and cons of what you're looking at. Either you're going to have to go and requisition more supplies, or at least help the guard captain requisition more supplies and personnel from the neighboring keeps. So I'll pull up the big map for you so you can see. The keeps near you that you could get personnel and supplies from, the only one close by is the Knolled Spire. Otherwise, you'd have to go to Blair Shore again or to Norham to try and get it. You could try and make your way back to this, make it to the Slanted Keep, but that is a long way, as there's only one way across this large river body, and it's from Golden Fields. And so, if you did want to take those treks, it would take a significant amount of time trying to get those materials and personnel to come aid you for this trek, where you're basically going to be going through these deltas all the way up to essentially here. Actually, here. That's where I put it. Basically,
Where'd you put it?
so this
The
little
Stonehenge
piece
shit
here-
up there.
Okay. So I was zoomed in on the map on the other side when you were talking about Slanted Keep, so...
Yeah,
You said over
basically,
here, I
this
was like,
is-
I don't know where that was.
This is the generalized area of where the old keep was. So you
Why do we
basically
have to go through the deltas?
Because the deltas expand further. That's just the generalized area. It's not exactly
Oh.
where it is. But it's essentially, you'd have to go through the deltas up to here, what's basically past the map edge. But if you do take the pathway, it would essentially just lead you up through smaller parts of it and across. It'd be more direct route, but you wouldn't need to go get additional supplies and materials. You would just have the squad of special forces with you to basically make your way as quickly as possible and get up there. And if you got up there, your objective would not be to clear the keep. It would just be to clear enough space for you to go and get what you need and then get out. because they have not said anything about wanting that keep back, which they plan on not really using anymore because it's surrounded by, you know, a death swamp. And so if you just want to get up there to go take what you need and then get the fuck out, like, they're not going to bat an eye about it.
So we can get up there faster, basically, if we just go with the special forces unit that they'll give us, because we still wouldn't be alone, and we'd still have a few extra men on hand. Or we can try and go and recruit, which will take time, and get resources.
Well,
And then there's one last thing to remind you of. Remember what happened to Saints Welcome.
The more people we got involved, yeah.
The more people involved, the more damage done. So,
well, and
and the quicker we get
They
this
don't-
taken care of, the quicker the king can possibly go down.
Yeah. What were
They
you gonna
don't-
say, Mandy?
they don't really want the keep, so the only reason for them to be building those bridges would be for us to get there.
And back.
Yeah.
Which could be a waste of resources and shit that could
Exactly.
be used for other things.
To rebuild.
Yeah.
Went to the conversation with the guard captain. I'm kind of for just going with the smaller team.
Yeah, that might be for the best.
Especially if
So-
he's going to give us better trained soldiers. And it's not just
Yeah.
going to be a squad.
Yeah, if it's not just fucking, you know, like farmer with fucking pitchfork.
God damn it, I almost spit my drink out when you said that.
Farmer A with pitchfork.
Yeah. He's already putting it on the fucking combat fucking screen just to fuck with us.
Here's Farmer A.
Yeah, Farmer A, pitchfork. Farmer B, sugarcane sickle. Fucking cane sword. Tiny kukri. Yeah, it might be better to do the smaller fucking smaller squad.
I don't know. What do you think, Riexis?
Corval. Who's Riexis?
Who is
Overall,
that man?
sorry.
What is that name?
Corval woke up.
is that?
Welcome,
I
Coverall.
think somebody put something in my booze.
Corval finally got done cuddling Nosh.
Yeah, somebody definitely put something in my booze.
I
It was Nosh.
Tovar's
Bastard.
gotta know.
I don't know, it could have
Spoon
been
and who is
Swamp
Little
Ass.
Spoon.
It could have been worse. It could have been Swamp Ass.
I don't know. Mandy's good at messing with people at the moment, too, right now.
It is true.
I don't know what you're talking about, Finrod. I would
Mandy
never.
messing with people? What?
For some reason, Finrod and I got a little bit more closer than I fucking expected.
Yeah, you miss her tripping me and my face went in his ass.
Bounced like a fucking quarter off of it.
I do squats.
You know, I appreciate that you've been watching the head-on commercials, but I don't think that's how you apply it.
God
Berd,
damn it.
Berd said Nosh is cuddling the Boogle.
That's hard to believe.
Bullshit.
He's unconscious. He can't tell what it is. He just feels warm.
He's just he's cuddling with
Oh,
everything.
no.
Yeah, he's just like, ah.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking canon now. Get fucked, Bird. Fucking, that is such canon. Did you gain extra Boogle yet, or is it still just the 4?
It's
It's
just
just the
four.
four, so.
Fuck. I was gonna say, if you got a fifth one, you should just leave the fifth one behind, cuddling with Nosh. Can't fucking get rid of our pocket Boogle. But yeah, so do you want to take a quick 5 while Burn fucking basically like runs Riexis through the position that we're in right now?
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead and take a quick 5. I'm gonna run coverall through the shit that has happened in the largely scuffed session that this has been, and then
This has been a very scuffed session.
Yeah, it has been.
damage.
It has been a session,
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
which will run Berd through it as well as he's sitting there.
all right. So as they are all going off on their breaks, I'll run you through rather quickly. Basically, we had the recap from last session, and then they were basically tasked with finding the chief engineer after trying to get everyone on the same page and stop talking about stupid shit in the beginning. There's so many fucking jokes. They found this large encampment. I was told to them by the guard captain, said, hey, our chief engineer is kidnapped. He's supposedly being held by the bandits at this bandit encampment. Go see if you can get him back, because we're going to need him if we want to build these bridges. So they go there and they scout and basically watch over the camp, try to get an idea of what's going on. They find out that there's only a handful of patrols going through. They wait till night to kind of go in. They go around to Bar Gate that's off a little district on the side. And Tovar knocks on the gate after getting a head in his ass in the form of Finrod. He basically speaks with the commander and the people there, where the commander is basically building this town as a coexisting like rehabilitation center, I guess, for bandits, where people who no longer want to be treated as cannon fodder, people who no longer want to be fighting for a cause they don't understand, or fighting for governments that don't appreciate them for existing, basically are finding a home here. And so there's a coexistence between the civilians and the bandits, or well, the ex-bandits. And Tovar asked them where the engineer was, and the engineer's just standing by the campfire, having a good time eating some roasted meats. And was like, hey guys, I didn't know you were coming. What's up? So they spoke with him. He gave him a little bit of background on what they're going to be doing, of that the difficulties of the path that they would be choosing, and what exactly would be happening on what to do. And he did tell them about the pathway that the old engineers used after the old keep was being essentially transferred to the new location here, before it was hit by the Mad King all those centuries ago, and that the pathway supposedly is still up. It's viable enough that the crossings are intact. It's just that there could be nasty natives living throughout it, because they found out that most of the flora and the fauna, the plants and animals in this area, come out at night in force, and they seem to just act differently than their normal counterparts would be. They did tell them that the keep has something nasty is inside of it, and that a lot of the creatures and flora around it are mutated from the magic fallout from the Spear of Ruin. And so that's basically where you are right now, is they're trying to figure out what's going to be the best way, is either try to get materials to make bridges to get a larger force up there to help you secure the keep so you can get inside and get it, or if you want to take the path, the captain can give you a squad of 12 special forces members to go with you guys up the pathway, which would be faster overall, less material dependent, but you're going to be on your own once you hit the pathway. And that's basically it.
so I could unplug for a second.
How dare you?
I know, right?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh. So the special forces guys wouldn't be helping us with the fight at all. They'd just be like securing the entrance, pretty much.
I mean, they would help you get up there if you needed their help to do the fighting. They probably would be down for it. It's just that you're not gonna have like 50, 60 guys with you. You're gonna have 12.
Well,
And you're going to be going through a path that is relatively dangerous from what you've been told. So,
Yeah, it might be better to put in the effort and try to get a bridge built.
the thing is that it'd be multiple bridges because you're crossing multiple parts of the delta to get up to the old keep. It's not like, oh, you need to build a bridge. It's you have to build bridges. Bridges.
so we'd have to go to other keeps, get more soldiers and materials, which will
Because
take a lot of time.
Because the engineer
All the
also told
bridges.
you that the creatures are not only some of them larger and more aggressive, but they all seem to be extremely territorial of their waters. And so trying to get a pontoon bridge put in place to get the larger group of 60 plus soldiers across it to go with you guys to the keep would require then people to stand guard at the bridge to make sure it doesn't get destroyed so you can then easily come back once your mission is done.
So even though we have 50 people, we might lose probably at least half of them standing guard.
Just guarding
Oh,
bridges.
if you did the bridge, you would have 50 people when you got to the keep, but the rest
Oh,
of the
when we
force
got
that
to the
would have
keep.
been leaving with you from the Black Marsh Keep to the old keep, we would be left with 50 by the end.
Okay.
So you'd be leaving probably with 120 people, which would be engineers, soldiers, logistics personnel, stuff like that, and they would be stopping at certain points to keep the bridges open so then you can return and they would basically fold it all back in.
Cool.
And then the other thing to that is we know when people help, like they did at Saints Welcome, look what happened to Saints Welcome.
True.
Is what we were kind of talking about too.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The dog's like, let me in, coach. I wanted with my opinion.
Right.
Smite.
And I'm back.
Smite!
Welcome back.
Father, smite him!
But yeah, so
evil. It must be smart.
But yeah, so basically, like, with thinking of how Saints Welcome was, you know, the more people we get involved, and the longer it takes for us to be able to fight this fucking guy, the more people who might get hurt and killed.
That is a fair point.
Which is why we were kind of leaning more towards us.
Well, we've had just you and I think, answered that one so far. Of the quick.
Yeah. I can't. Mandie, did you agree with us on that, or? She not
Did I
back?
agree on what?
Oh,
Going the quick route instead of involving more people.
I mean, I wanted to go the quick route in the beginning anyway,
Yeah, that's fair.
oh, I'm
So
down for that.
but
Rage, are you back?
I mean, technically, we could do a majority rules, but like,
I still
you
want
know,
to hear an opinion.
yeah. So
That way everyone at least had their voice said.
yeah. I don't know. Overall, what do you think? I know I heard you saying build the bridges and shit.
Well, knowing the amount of logistics that'll take and the amount of time, it might be better to just go covert ops on this.
Task Force Boogle.
The name of the next session. Episode 10, Task Force Boogle.
Dog agrees.
Was that Conan?
That was Conan, yeah.
Okay. Conan agrees.
Yes.
Imagine a dog named after a barbarian agreeing with a barbarian.
Oh, man.
Wait. I have 4 Boogle.
Yes. And you can summon more because of the wristband. Yes.
But we're gonna name one of them Conan. One of them is gonna be named Floki. One of them is Sir Reginald. Stealth, remind me of your dog's name.
I have Cinder and Raven.
Raven.
Yes! 2 Viking names!
Yes.
Poor Riexis. Just, shit.
Shit.
Fuck. So what ended up happening? You passed out. Yep.
Yeah, I
called
freaking-
it.
Like 2 hours before D&D, my back was bugging me, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna lay down for like half an hour, and then I was waking up at like 9 p.m. and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, nobody had heard from you. I was like, he probably fucking passed out. This has happened before.
Shit.
Like, have
I've
set
done it too.
plans to fucking play games with Riexis, and then fucking he shows up like 3 hours later. He's like, oh yeah, if you guys are still down to play, I passed out. I'm sorry, you know. Fucking-
Yeah, that's happened a couple times.
So Rage still isn't back.
I guess not. Or he's muted. No, he's back. Okay.
What's Conan upset about?
There's some noise on the wind that you can hear. What, to goggle potty or something? Oh, that's what it is it? Okay. He's doing his whole, there's
He'll
something
be right
outside
out.
because I need to go pee. I'll bear back since we're still waiting on Rage. Let him out that
Doggos need to go.
As soon as Riexis steps away, Rage comes back.
Rage will come back.
Like, oh hey guys.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey, guys.
How you doing?
How you doing over here?
So I guess just for fun chat, real quick. When am I going to be able to try to attune to those gauntlets?
Fun chat?
So, the Lion's Gauntlets, you can try and attune to it, but you're not entirely sure if you would be able to handle it, as you know that it is a extremely strong artifact, and that you're not sure if you'll have to attune to it to kill the Mad King, or what it may hold otherwise. But it's definitely something that,
You probably need a few more levels.
or a bit more understanding of what exactly you're walking into. Because you could easily pick them up and you could try, but it's the whole thing of what exactly are you looking at? What are you going to be dealing with along that line?
All right.
Question:
Shoot.
Would, and this is just hypothetical for like future fucking stuff.
Uh huh.
I know, like, I was the first one to say that the monk should get the gauntlets.
Uh huh.
Would the gauntlets technically count as a weapon or armor?
They would count depending on how you would use them. They would count as armor, but they may have an ability to be used as a melee weapon in combat. Because looking at
'Cause-
them, you can see that there are sharp edges along the hands, like they are meant to cut, slash, and bash.
Yeah. Because what just crossed my mind is technically if they would be more considered armor. Could you imagine if I got the fucking strength bonuses from that shit with the battle axe or with the great axe?
Yeah, but did you also remember what he said before?
What?
That he was breaking weapons while using the gauntlets?
The lion, when he used these, was very powerful, and he would carry a weapon into combat. It's just that when push came to shove, if he had to drop what he was carrying and use his bare hands, that he could move mountains.
So, but was he breaking weapons?
Who did say he was breaking weapons? You did.
Yeah,
the...
it's one of those things that if he was breaking people in combat, that he was more than likely breaking weapons, armor, the ground around him.
And I'm back.
Ooh.
He's back.
We could
Welcome back.
Yeah, I had to go check on the wife.
look into possibly reinforcing, like, if worst case scenario, could possibly look into like maybe reinforcing the great axe, because I remember the thing being said that like the gauntlets basically would like choose who they would go to, kind of thing, right? Like who they'd be able to attune to.
Yeah, they would, because these are legendary artifacts of old, that you believe the magic behind them would definitely push towards
Strength.
either push towards strength or them choosing. It's
Yeah.
when it comes to magic and items, most of the time they tend to choose their users because they're looking for someone that can use them correctly. You're not going to find and it also means that they could be possibly sentient. If it's just a regular magical weapon, then it doesn't matter who uses it. But
Yeah.
weapons that are old enough where they've become semi-sentient will become very unhappy if being used by someone who cannot control
Use
them
them
You
correctly.
actually
properly,
use
okay.
them. Which
So,
is why I
yeah,
was like trying to think of like maybe even trying to just like meditate with them to, have
Yeah.
a moment.
Yeah. Kind of like I did with the orb when I got the fucking belt.
Yeah. Exactly
So,
like that.
yeah. So, but no, it's just something that was kind of like running through my head to where like if you aren't able to attune to it, like having a backup, because like you make the most sense being a
A
barehanded
fist
fighter.
fighter.
Yeah, like being a barehanded fighter, like that would make the most sense to be able to put those into your hands. But if it ends up having to be like
Someone
say for
else.
someone else, like who would be the next logical thing? And then I was thinking, fuck, like if they ended up coming to me and they're more considered like armor, and you get a boost from them, technically it wouldn't fuck with my cursed great axe because like if I fucking use another weapon, like it fucking I can't remember what the fuck it was. As long as you remain cursed, you are unwilling to part with the axe, keeping it within reach at all times. Yeah, I would have disadvantage.
Yeah,
With
it's
other
with
weapons.
your axe, you would need to have someone either use a high level spell of decurse or wish on you to remove it, to basically remove the negative from you as it stands
Yeah.
currently.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wouldn't the next logical one be Nosh? Doesn't he have like a separate like unarmed attack that he could do after his main
Well,
attack,
I
main
mean,
action?
I technically have an unarmed strike. Everybody has an unarmed
No,
strike.
no. He has like a separate like as
He has a second
His
sub
bonus
attack,
action.
his bonus action is an unarmed strike, so he can swipe
is-
with an axe and then still hit or a sword and still hit somebody with an unarmed strike.
That
So
is
you can wear the gauntlets instead.
bonus action was just fucking
Being
like
able to hit with
a
whatever.
second hand, like whatever weapon he has in his second hand. I thought that's what it was. I could be wrong. Like,
Well, I mean, either way.
To
Berd, you're here
pull-
still, aren't you?
pull the veil back a little bit for you guys, these gauntlets would probably be best if used by someone who is strictly doing unarmed combat. It's just by
Yeah.
looking at them and understanding what they are, is that if you're trying to hold a weapon one hand and use it in the other, they're not going to be as effective as if you were actually using them as they're meant for.
Because gauntlets in D&D also aren't considered armor, right?
Yeah, it's gauntlets themselves are usually a homebrew item where they can give you armor class and other abilities, but most of the time they are strictly an item that gives you a bonus or act as a weapon or increasing your unarmed damage.
yeah.
Yeah, so you would probably be farthest from who should have it then.
How?
Well, first of all, you use a great axe that's cursed to you.
Yes.
So just with
But
that,
that's why, if you were here the entire time, you would know I had asked.
I
if
was
they were
still
considered
listening the entire time.
more of armor rather than weapons. So, like, that would give me an advantage to where if I was using the great axe, or if it got knocked away from me like it did with the bandit captain, I could still use something else. That's what I'm getting at, is like the only unarmed fighter that we have right now is Finrod. Like, he's the most logical choice. I was just talking about different fucking like backups just in case they don't attune to him, because it is a possibility that it might not attune to him.
Yep,
So,
and that's
but
why I was trying to also find out about it.
but I already have a bunch of bonuses in strength, and then if you add another bonus to it from the gauntlets, then that would be logical for that, which is what I was getting at. All right, is Riexis back yet?
I've been back for a bit, yeah.
Oh, all right.
I even
So
said
what do
welcome
you-
back to Rage.
Oh, I didn't hear that. So what do you think, Rage, for the fucking path? Taking the small forces or going to the other keeps?
So, what, weighing the pros and cons of it?
Yeah, we've kind of had like the
So-
discussion, but we want to hear your opinion too.
If we take this other passage, yes, we can get there sooner. Yes, we get a small force. I know they're specialists, but it is a smaller force. However, if we go to other keeps, yes, we have to gather resources and other individuals to accompany us. However, we are also going to other keeps, and we could possibly learn where some of the other pieces are as well. Because there's 5 of them, right, Bern?
There's
5 or 7?
four artifacts?
Oh,
There's 4
yeah, the
artifacts.
artifacts. Oh, it's 4 of them. Okay. So 4 artifacts. So I mean, even though we know where this one is, there's still 2 others that we don't know where it is at all. So we could gather more information about where those other 2 are while visiting other keeps, doing other different things. And then once we are ready for this, we would have a much bigger force as backup, plus, levels. I'm sure by then at that point. I don't know, man. It's really a toss-up to me. I don't really think either one is a wrong answer. If that makes sense.
No, it does. Like,
So one of the things that you didn't take into effect is one of the main things that fucking ended up turning like Stealth and myself more towards taking the path is what happened to Saints Welcome for helping us.
Well, I mean, they're still helping us either way, whether it's a small force that's going with us.
The one keep is helping us compared to the 2 to 3 more keeps that would then be helping us.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, if we find the other 2 artifacts and then we're just on this one and we gather this one and then can go take out the Mad King, I really don't think he's going to be caring about destroying other keeps. He's going to be more worried about defending against us. So, I mean, there's that pathway as well. Not that I didn't take that into account. I mean, they're going to be helping us no matter what.
I mean, not necessarily.
And this one was already destroyed once, so.
The old one was, not the one that's still standing. Like, it's a brand new one that they made.
Yes, like the Twin Towers were destroyed and they built another one instead.
Well, not quite. Because pretty sure they built those in the same location. And they moved the location of the fortress, but yeah.
No, it wasn't the same location. There's a memorial at where the original building stood. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been to the States.
No, I know. I was just saying. I mean, I still don't think either one of them is the wrong answer.
It's at the point of where it's how do you guys want to deal with it? Because you know the risks of involving more individuals. You know the risks of going by yourself and doing it. So it comes down to which path are you going to take? You're basically looking at a fork in the road.
and I turned to Fausta.
Fausta looks like, no, this is y'all's decision. He knows that his idea is that he knows you guys have to get to the keep. Period.
I was gonna say we should probably go well, I was just gonna ask him, you think the faster route's better, right? Like to rush this, to hurry it up, or no?
He agrees that taking less time would be beneficial. Not bringing as many people into the conflict would be beneficial, but it runs greater risk because you're going to be trying to basically fight your way through it. If the story
that was all I wanted to really ask him.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not really scared of a fight either, like fighting through stuff either. So that's what I'm saying. I really don't think either one of them is the wrong answer. I mean, we could high-low it for all I care at this point.
I think we already fucking said that. Like, I think Bern already said, like, no, we have to make this decision. It's not like a...
You know.
Well, then somebody flip a coin, like, I mean...
Okay, well...
And we've had,
we already had, like...
3 people to go for the quick route.
3 to 4.
At minimum.
So, because Riexis agreed as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, we'll just go with the majority and fucking take the smaller force.
Who's the one that didn't want to take the smaller force?
you were the last one to talk. Like you
Okay,
were the only
there's-
one that had
there's
it.
five-
He's 50-50 on it.
Yeah.
There's 5 of us
So-
here, so who was the one that voted to take the longer route?
There was 4 out of 5 that had already agreed to it before you came in. So you didn't agree or disagree. So you are the 5th.
You said 3. You said
You're
3.
basically
I
abstaining.
said 3.
Oh, somebody said
To
3.
go around,
Somebody fucking
I
said 3.
said 3. And then he reminded me of
Me.
that we did actually convince Riexis or Coverall.
All right, so majority votes. Fucking, we'll go. The quick path burn.
All right. So, as you tell the captain this, he nods and goes, "Well, if that's the path you wish to take. You have your reasons, and you seem that you are capable enough to make your way and actually complete this objective with some significant strength behind you." He goes, "At this point, if that's what you choose, then I will gather the squad to go with you. You'll meet them in the morning, and you will set out in the morning. And all we can do now is wish you luck and hope that you get there in one piece and that you're able to complete your objective."
Indeed.
All right.
Sounds good. Just so you know, the sounds good thing is gonna keep coming back up.
Sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good. Yes. Sounds good.
Barbarian head empty. Sounds good.
Sounds delicious. Sounds good. Stop dying, nerd.
I keep doing
I hit the
stupid
bait
shit like
too
right as I
hard.
fucking take a hit and I like keep fucking myself over with it.
Stop dying, nerd.
Arrgh.
Ah.
But head
Yeah.
empty. Sound good.
Yeah.
Torvar, head
Oh.
is quiet.
Riexis, you fucking missed me having a goddamn Tovar moment. I fucking became my character.
Oh no.
Fucking goddamn Twilight Orchard. Fucking, I kept wanting to call it Orchid.
Every fucking time. Every time. He kept calling it the fucking orchid, and it was like, bro,
Yeah, it's a-
stop
Twilight
calling
Orchid.
it a fucking orchid, you schmuck.
It's a location, not a flower. Damn it.
Basically, just
It
cease.
could have been.
You know what? Your
both.
face is a flower.
Ooh,
Yeah.
thank you.
You know whose face smells like roses right now?
And I was gonna say my face needs a wash.
So, you guys, I've also thankfully found all of the stats I needed for the artifacts, so that once you get to the point where you can start using them, you'll actually have stats and everything for them. So, hooray!
Nice.
Past that point, you've chosen to go down the path, and you'll be given the necessary supplies and the squad to go with you. So at this point, I'm going to give you the day to basically prepare. If there's anything you want to get materials-wise, weapons-wise, armor-wise, now would be the time.
So there
Or-
was that one shirt that I can wear,
Yeah, chain
The-
shirt.
No, you gave it to
the
me, didn't
chain
you?
shirt. Yeah, no. Well, I was gonna say, how much is that?
It's 70, 75, I think. Change. Oh, it's 50. It's 50. 50.
It's 50,
Yeah.
and that's 16 AC.
That is an AC 13 plus Dex to a max of 2.
Plus X to a max of 2, so then that
It'll be
would
a max of
be
15.
15. because that would not affect me, right? The chain shirt is
No,
within
it
the monk.
chain shirt does not give you any kind of disadvantage. I mean, what's your proficiencies for your monk, for your armors?
Oh boy.
It left side of your character sheet, underneath your saves and whatnot.
Armor is none.
None. All right, so you basically would not be able to utilize the armors to your full stash. You'd have to be trained to wear them.
Alright, yeah, no. Then never mind. I was just curious.
Because and if you were to wear anything, it would have to be light armor, because that gives you no cap on your dex mod bonus. So if you have a really high dex, it's going to give you a lower starting point for your AC, but your dex mod can go higher. Like for hide armor, which is like thick furs and pelts, it is a 12 plus a max of 2, but at leather, which is a light armor, is 11 plus your dex. So if your dex is a 4, you're going to have a 15 with that on. But since you're a monk, you already have a better AC because you're meant to be unarmored.
Yep.
Much like a barbarian.
Yeah, because I'm already at an AC of 14, so.
Now, is there any armor that I'd be able to add to me that would not go that would
Like enchanted jewelry that gave you AC, probably, but aside from that, I don't think so.
I wouldn't be able to get like bracers or something?
So you can wear light, medium armor and use shields. It's just that at natural, your AC when not wearing any armor is 10 plus your dex plus your constitution bonus, and then any shields. So your dex being a +1
and con being +2
makes you have that AC of 13.
So
if you wanted to have armor that would give you a better setup, that would basically give you a better AC. There's you can get like spiked armor, which is a rare type of medium armor made by dwarves. It's a 14 plus a dex mod of max of 2, but gives you disadvantage on the stealth. You could wear scale, which gives you disadvantage on stealth, but gives you a 14 plus max of 2 as well.
But essentially, I would be able to get if I could find armor that'll give me fucking AC better than 13. There's no negative effects of wearing armor, correct?
The only negative would be you probably losing advantage on stealth because it's a larger armor. You could wear half plate, which would give you a 16 to your AC, but you just wouldn't be able to be stealthy anymore.
Even with Mandie's fucking spell?
You'd have a disadvantage on stealth. She'd give you the bonus, but you'd still have to roll a disadvantage.
Okay.
You could get a chain shirt, which with your dex would give you a 14, and it would give you no disadvantage, so it'd give you an additional point. Or you could just get a standard breastplate, just a fitted metal piece over your chest, that would give you a 15 AC with no disadvantage. But it costs a decent chunk of change since it's a custom fitted piece.
Since I'm a fucking Goliath.
Well, just in general, but
and,
also yes, Goliath.
What if I did both?
What do you mean?
If I did a chain shirt with a breastplate on?
I think if
you
have 2, it takes the highest AC of the 2 if you wear both.
Okay.
It doesn't add anything because it's you basically if you think of it like an inventory slot on an RPG, is you have the 1 armor slot.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
You can't have flavor behind it I'm wearing furs and pelts around my breastplate. They're not going to give you additional AC.
Cosmetic slot.
Yeah, it's a flavor, not really a actual mechanical side of it.
Could see if there's any. I don't know. I got some gold on me, so.
I mean, yeah, you can.
See how much 15 for an AC would be a lot better than 13, especially with no disadvantage.
True.
Yeah, it's a. If you want to do that, it would be probably something to the tune of flat out of the player's handbook. You're looking at 400 for a good breastplate. That's not gonna break on you. If you want to get like a regular chain shirt, that push you to 14. See you, Bird.
Night Bird.
Okay, and how much would the chain shirts cost?
50.
Good night, Bird.
Night bird.
50?
50. Yeah, 50 pieces.
Yeah, 50?
Yeah, 50.
A good old fitty.
Good old 50.
I mean, hey, +1.
Yeah, if you could use a shield, then that would probably help you, but you can't because you're using your great axe.
Great axe, and it's a
which makes
two-handed
it,
weapon.
Yeah, it makes it slightly harder. You could
Yeah.
get scale mail, which costs 50, and it would give you a 50 in your AC, but it would give you disadvantage on stealth. But you're also
Yeah.
a barbarian, so I don't know if you actually give a
Yeah,
shit about
care
having
about that.
disadvantage at stealth or not.
Like, I kind of do, but, like, I kind of don't at the same time. But...
You don't really hear barbarians going around being like, "Oh, I would like to sleep."
Sneaky big man.
That's
Have a
what
good night, Bert.
That's what Mandie's for, to give you that plus 10 key
Yeah,
of
the
fucking stealth, so you could be a sneaky big boy.
Bonus. Yeah. I kind of like the idea of the scale mail.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
I'm not giving
What?
anyone that bonus anymore.
why not?
Y'all taking so damn long.
So scale mail would be 50.
Yeah, I can do that.
Anyone else want to get armor and stuff?
I
Shields and whatnot?
You know what? It's what, 50 for a regular healing pot?
Yes.
I'll take one more regular
Okay.
just to be on that safe side
Yeah.
while we're there.
Yeah.
Any different kinds of arrows?
I don't know if they have them in here. I mean, I can give you custom rules for different arrows, like if you want to get like
Okay.
incendiaries and stuff.
So should I just minus 50 from my
Yeah.
gold,
Yeah.
and then you'll give me the armor?
Yeah. I mean, you can just go to manage inventory on
Mhm.
your sheet and just put in scale mail. And just add it and then equip it, and you'll be fine.
Scale mail, medium armor,
Yep. That's the one.
add to equipment.
And then just
Equip.
equip it in your inventory, and then Bob's your uncle.
Mm,
It says 14. Oh no. Okay, yeah, +1. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, so I'm at 15 now.
All right. Anyone else? Equipment for your arrows rage. What kind of arrows did you want?
I mean, I don't know what kind of arrows there are.
Anything you can fucking imagine. Like,
Boom,
I'm not even
boom.
kidding. You can get explosive arrows. You can get
See?
incendiary, poison, smoke, grapple arrows. It's just that yeah, you can get
These
like straight magic arrows
motherfuckers.
that like bypass resistances. Just
Of-
be aware is that with switching ammo types, even for bows and stuff, because you're reaching into a quiver, unless you get specifically trained in knowing which ones are which, it's going to take you a bonus action to swap between ammo. So basically, it's going to take you an extra, just essentially what that represents is you taking 3 seconds to pull out and make sure it's the right arrow, knock it, and then get ready to do your attack.
wow, you suck at stealth, dude.
I was just looking because it automatically has the disadvantage thing next to it, but I think I would still, yeah, I still have to.
It just
It's
reminds
just,
you.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
reminding you that I have disadvantage.
Yeah, I was trying to see if it would actually fucking
In
do it automatically or not.
The way to get around
Oof.
having to burn that bonus action to swap your ammo types is to get a specific quiver that basically, I think it's called the Archer's Quiver, if I remember correctly. It basically lets you reach back, and it kind of like Hawkeye's Quiver. You just pull out an arrow, and it's whatever the fuck you want. So like if you pack it full of 20 standard and then 6 of each of your specials. When you reach back, you're like, all right, I need an incendiary, and you reach back and pull it out, it's going to be an incendiary. So it removes that need to physically check to see if you pulled the right one out.
How much are those, or is that something I can even buy?
It would be something you have to buy. I don't remember how much it is. Let me see if I can find it.
Maybe wait on the special quiver because we don't know how the hunter's quiver is gonna be. Just a suggestion.
It might be useful though to have
Yeah.
that quiver before getting that, because who knows what we're going into though.
Depending on how expensive they are.
True.
Even if the quiver would attune to me too, because I mean, it may attune to Mandie. She also has a bow.
You don't need to attune to this quiver.
Oh,
It's called
the hunter's quiver.
So the artifact, yes. The one that we're looking at, the
The
efficient
artifact.
quiver, no. The artifact,
no.
yes. This one, no.
Yeah, Alti was saying that wait on that quiver because we don't know what the hunter's quiver is going to be. But
Fucking Mandie.
I was checking something. Thank you.
No, I was
Uh-huh.
laughing at the fucking shit you sent me. Greg.
Oh. Yes.
I mean, honestly, Rage, it's not really something that you would have to worry about specifically with how your turns go. You usually don't use your bonus action. So if it's,
cast spells.
well, you do cast spells, yes, but you can essentially, at the start of your, you can set up in the beginning, and be like, all right, I'm going to do this, and then use it. So you may have to be like, okay, I'm going to use this.
Oh, so you're talking
arrow.
about if I want to switch in the middle of combat? Is
Yes.
what you're saying?
So like, at
So
the
if I
start
go
of
in saying,
combat,
"Oh, I'm going to use explosive arrows," and that doesn't take
Yes.
a bonus action.
basically,
Okay.
think of it like ammo selection in literally any game that has like multiple ammo
Okay.
types.
Yeah, I may not need it then. For now.
Yeah, and if you want to get something that lets you not have to worry about that, you'd have to you'd probably either have to find a shop that has it, or talk to Thoroughly to have him build you an efficient quiver, which is basically removes that problem and lets you store more stuff.
Don't forget to bring him a shrubbery.
Yes, shrubberies are nice.
Strawberry.
Because like the efficient quiver has 3 compartments that are essentially a bag of holding. It never weighs more than 2 pounds. The shortest compartment can hold up to 60 arrows, bolts, or similar objects. The mid-sized compartment can hold 18 javelins or similar objects, and the longest compartment holds up to 6 long objects such as bows, quarterstaffs, or spears. And you can draw the item from the quiver, doing so from like a regular quiver or scabbard. So basically, you would take your action to prepare a weapon from it. So if you want to pull out like a boar spear, you can be like, I'm gonna take my action, pull out my boar spear, and then like that's it.
Okay.
But that is for Ehteria. But yeah, for any kind of special arrows you want, it's anything off the top of your dome that you want to get your hands on. They could probably make you some decently improvised like incendiary arrows here relatively easily.
And that would help with damage, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it would do your normal arrow damage and then fire damage.
Sure. How much would those be per arrow?
So the fire arrows, because of what it would be, it'd probably be, I would probably say 5 for 5.
So 1 each?
Yeah.
5 for 5? Alright, let me go ahead and get 20 of those.
Alright. And all they basically do is that they will do the same damage that you currently do with your bow. But they would do an additional 1d6 plus your proficiency in burn damage or fire damage. So you can just write them customarily into your inventory, just or like fire arrows, and basically you just do 1d6 fire damage when you use them on people.
Okay. If I could fucking find them.
I mean, you can just do a custom item on your inventory.
Oh. Okay.
Anyone else for equipment, armor, weapons, munitions, etc.?
I don't.
I don't think so.
there's anything I can.
No.
All right. Well, with that, that wraps up our session because what would happen is that you guys would wake up the next morning. You would be greeted by the guard captain and the 12 special forces soldiers that he'd be sending with you guys. These guys are known as Catachans, and they're very good at fighting through the marsh. They've been trained to do so with utmost efficiency. They will go with you. They give you a map that has the pathway marked on it of where you start. You'll be starting just north of the Black Marsh Keep in a secluded glade that has the beginning of the path marked with what looks to be some type of stone marking, if the notes are to be believed. And you set out, and that's where we end our session for today. The next session will be episode 10, Task Force Boogle.